following contest, it is for the United States Heavyweight Championship. It is set for one fall with a 1 hour time limit. Introducing first the challenger. Ladies and gentlemen, from Cincinnati, Ohio, he weighs 227 pounds, Ryan Ladies and gentlemen, his opponent from Chicago, Illinois, he weighs 274 pounds. He is the United States Heavyweight Champion, the Total Package, Lex Luger.
Bob, he has it all. 6'5", 275. Little, if any, body fat. He's a former high school All-American, recruited by Lou Saban to play for Penn State down the road at College Park, Maryland, or college.
Yeah, he went down to Miami too.
He went to Lou Saban, recruited him at Miami.
Yeah.
Joe Paterno at Penn State.
That's right.
He went to Miami, was kicked out of school, became the youngest starter in professional football history at the age of 19 when he started in the Canadian Football League. Played 7 years of professional football. And can anyone deny that this man is a leading contender to rule our sport in the 90s?
I don't think so, Jim. And as you say, he played several years of professional football. I think, and I don't think there's any denying it, I think everybody would have to agree with us that he's one of the most physically gifted athletes in the world. That's the total package, Lex Luger.
He's been in the sport just over 3 years, and he has held the United States Championship on 3 occasions. That's no one in our sport, I mean no one in their first 3 years has held a championship as prestigious as the United States title on 3 occasions. It is unheard of in wrestling.
And Brian, what an athlete he is, but I tell you, it's going to take all of it. He's totally committed to defeating Lex Luger and taking that championship. But what a formidable task. I think that it's a mountain that there's not many men in professional wrestling can scale, if anybody can scale it.
You know, these guys, Luger goes to Miami of Florida, Pillman goes to Miami of Ohio.
That's right.
Luger played in the offensive line, Pillman played nose tackle. And much like Ric Flair, who played college ball at 260 and now weighs 240 to wrestle, Flying Brian dropped about 20 pounds to compete in pro wrestling. He was bigger as a football player, but he's quicker as a wrestler.
That's right. He wanted that quickness and that speed, and it feels like that while he gives away something at 227, that he's a much better athlete and wrestler.
Luger using his power to push Pillman back into the corner. Flying Brian squeezes out of that corner to get away from the onslaught of the total package.
We talked about him losing weight. Look at the face of Luger. Totally committed athlete. And Brian is in there against this athlete. 274 pounds is Luger.
Well, when Flying Brian weighed about 240, he was used to going against those guys that size. He could use his muscle and his power. But here, he's got to use quickness and agility to offset Luger. If he tries to go toe-to-toe, if he loses his composure, he's going to be in trouble because Luger Well, I'll tell you something. He is the man right now.
yeah.
He has it all. Every physical gift that the good Lord could grant an athlete, this man possesses.
And I tell you, fans, I don't know whether you're aware of it or not, and Jim, I know you are. Wrestling is a unique sport in the fact that men really reach their prime in wrestling a little later than do athletes in most sports. This man here, unlimited career could be ahead of him as young as Luger is.
Reach their prime a little later. Does that go for announcers too,
That
Bob?
goes for announcers, I think, also, Jim.
Good.
Yeah, we're still looking for our prime, right?
Indeed we are. Luger with strength, taking Pillman face first into the top turnbuckle. Straight right hands for the total package. Flying Brian has got to get Luger off his feet, off that vertical base where Luger is so effective. Luger doing some taunting there. I don't like that. Now slap him. That's not going to beat anybody. He's just going to insult him. He lands on his feet like a cat and tackles him.
Well, I tell you, he's going to turn loose 227 pounds of fury right now.
The Fury has hit the finish. Big Ric Flair-like chop. Up and over goes Luger. Flying drop kick. The best in the sport. Luger knows it too.
He could,
Both feet right outside. He's safe at home.
boy, he can get so high, and with that drop kick, as you said, he nails it. It's always right on the button.
Big chop. I'll tell you what, he's got a heck of a target there. Luger's chest, you can show a movie off of it.
Can't miss a guy that large, no doubt. You know, we talked about Luger in the
There he
street.
is, Bob.
Watch out. Ooh, boy, Luger wanted no part of that.
Flying Brian did not stay in the ring. He's outside when Luger is trying to evade the flying one. Luger back into the ring, and he caught him. A mistake. The first mistake made by Flying Brian. His composure. He's got to keep his composure.
Yeah. And Gemma, talking to Flying Brian earlier before the match back in the dressing room, he said one thing he had to do. He had to wrestle a mistake-free match. And I'm not sure he's going to be able to do that against Luger.
Straight right hand by the total package. Luger kick right to the gut. That well-developed abdomen of Flying Brian being tested.
Yes, sir. He got it right on the ribs with a couple of those, too. Yeah, look at Luger. Jim, this guy can bench press over 565 pounds.
Pillman up and over. High. Great quickness. He may have him. He may have him. 1, 2. No. Arm drag. All right, now he has him where he wants it. He told me before we went on the air, I've got to take him off his feet. I've got to keep focused on taking Luger off his feet because Luger hates to wrestle defensively. Luger likes to stay on the attack, on the offense. He was an offensive guard. He wants to take it right to you. He wants to dictate the play, not to have it dictated to him.
If you can get him off his feet and keep him on the mat, of course, you're much more equal in size. He can't use that power and that size and that strength when he's on the mat. And that's where Brian needs to keep him.
Again, fans, we'll remind you, first of all, thank you very much for being with us along these great cable systems around America. And our next pay-per-view spectacular in our sport will be on Wednesday night, December 13th, from the home base of World Championship Wrestling and Turner Home Entertainment in the Omni in Atlanta. Wednesday night, December 13th. And when you hear the lineup for that, fans, I think it's the most provocative night of wrestling ever, and we'll be telling you about that in upcoming weeks as Luger continues now to hammer away at Flying Brian. Luger, who is a great wrestler, he's learned his craft faster than anyone. Oh, what a move! Great adjustment by Flying Brian. Hip blocking Luger over right into the arm drag. But when Luger has, my point, Bob, is that when Luger has been on the attack, he has been street fighting.
Yeah.
He's been using his rights and his lefts and his feet. Flying Brian now, again, as he said he wanted to. I want to stay focused, take him off his feet. I think I can frustrate him to the point that I can get the 3 count.
And I think that's maybe a mistake on Luger's part. I think what he's trying to do with those rights and those lefts, of course, keep pounding away at Brian. slow him down, get him hurt, get some of that quickness out of him, take some of the steam out of him, and then I think he may be able to handle him easier. That's at least what Luger is thinking. There again, we saw the cheerleaders of Bryan.
He has cheerleaders all over World Championship Wrestling in the NWA.
I think 95% of them are young ladies, too, that I see all around the arenas, Jim. Can't blame them.
I don't think he gets too lonesome. Big right hand to the back of the head by Luger again, follows it up with a kick. I'm surprised that Luger's using these tactics. I'm surprised he's not using power moves, bear hugs, where he can use his upper body strength.
And, of course, he may be trying to set him up for that torture rack of his. If he ever gets him in that, it's curtains, I think, for Bryan. I don't think I've ever seen anybody get out of that.
He's got to work on his back first, though, Bob, to weaken it. Luger's showing that great football tackling ability, that blocking ability. High leapfrog over goes Flying Bryan. Catches Luger coming in deep for the hip lock. Follows it with that drop kick right to the button, and then another arm drag, and again taking Luger over. I'll tell you something, Luger's face tells the story. Look at us right there. He doesn't look overconfident, does he?
No, sirree. He knows he's in a battle, and he knows he's in a battle for survival. But I tell you, with all of the tools, the total package, I don't think there's any doubt. And, of course, we use this word sometimes, and I think maybe we use it too often. But certainly, superstar status is this man here.
Flying Bryan has the advantage now. Luger must rise to a vertical base to relieve some of the pressure.
Jim, Luger is not wrestling as well on the mat. You know, you pointed that out earlier, and that may be another reason that he's slugging and stomping and kicking. And I don't know why that is, why he's not wrestling that well.
Well, he has so much self-confidence and so much ability. I'm sure that he thinks that he can take it right to Flying Bryan and use his power and his strength just to finally overrun him, to overcome him.
Yeah.
But Flying Bryan's not going for it.
I think it would be a mistake for Bryan to try to get into a test of strength here, Jim. He doesn't want to do that.
And we look at the great, bright future of World Championship Wrestling and the athletes that compete in the NWA. Flying Bryan just over 2 years in the sport. Lex Luger has almost completed his third year in the sport. The future is extremely bright for World Championship Wrestling. And these two men are involved, obviously, in that future. As Flying Bryan leapfrogs over, goes the opposite way to the ropes. Luger missed with a clothesline. Flying Bryan's got him up. He can hold him here. He can pin him. 1, 2, but Luger's too strong. An average man would have been pinned there, but Luger's phenomenal strength allowed him to get out of that pinning predicament.
We talked about how strong he was and what he could do with the weights. If it hadn't been for that, it would have all been over. We'd have had a new United States champion. He knows without a doubt that he's in a battle now for survival.
He's more concerned by what the fans are saying at ringside.
That's not smart.
No, it isn't. He doesn't react well to negativisms from the fans.
You know, that's ego. I don't think you'll ever find anybody, we talk about what a great body he's got. Nobody's got a bigger ego than this man either.
Lex Luger. Well, that's what a lot of fans hope happens tonight, that he loses the United States Heavyweight Championship. I know that several members of the Cincinnati Bengals watching this broadcast cheering for their man, Flying Bryan, the kamikaze of the Suicide Squad. He was a wedge buster. Catches Luger coming in. Both feet right to the chest. Going up for the coup de grace.
This could be it.
High risk. He's got to hit it. But Luger moved. Luger rolled out of the way. Great ring presence by the incomparable United States Heavyweight Champion.
Luger reached down. He had just enough strength and stamina at the moment to roll over, and that roll got him just enough out of the way from that move by Bryan.
Awesome strength by Luger. Luger now has reasserted his authority. Dropping Flying Bryan right on the top turnbuckle. He's so aware realizing what they're saying to him. He's allowing Flying Brian to get some more oxygen in those lungs.
Again, he's not wrestling a very smart match. If he can... He's wrestling a great one, but it's not a smart one.
What a clothesline. He has it all. You're looking at the man that will lead.
He does it again.
Listening to the 90s. And he knows it. Ric Flair-like chops from Flying Brian. Kick to the abdomen over the total package. Another chop. A right hand to the head. And now Flying Brian is fighting back. But Luger too much on this occasion. Another clothesline. Boy, you got to hand it to Luger. He is so quick for 275 from behind. He clipped him right in the back of the head.
That's like getting hit by a freight train from behind.
He is an awesome son of a gun, I'll tell you that. Dropping those big forearms. Right to the head, stepping on Flying Brian's throat. That big size 14 shoe right across the throat.
274 pounds of pure muscle. There's not an ounce of fat on that body anywhere.
He was a heck of an offensive guard in college and the pros. Standing vertical suplex, snaps it off, working on the lower back.
He may be going to set him up for it, Jim.
This is his normal modus operandi. Work on the back. Very, very arrogant with his cover. He won't get him here.
No. Brian kicked out of that one, even though he had the leg hook.
Luger dropping the elbow on the chest of Flying Brian. Luger has been working on the back. Now he is high impacting the front side on the chest.
Boy, you got to marvel at the outstanding condition of these tremendous athletes. Jim, they take that pounding, they take those punches, and they keep coming back. It's unreal.
That move, Bob, out of desperation. And it worked.
Yes, sir.
The floor is a very unkind place to be.
Especially when you come flying out of the ring with a full head of steam and speed as Brian had. Now Luger's going to be helpful, like he wants to help him back in the ring.
Clubbing forearm right to the chest. Luger is in control. The U.S. champion's in control, but Flying Brian is fighting back. Sunset flip. Will he be able to hold him? No, Luger's too strong. Misses with a clothesline. And this could be the break that Flying Brian needs.
Luger went all the way out of the ring over the top rope. He had such force behind that tremendous swing.
Big chop by Flying Brian. Up on top of Luger. Luger just manhandled him. Snatched him right out of the corner. Inverted atomic drop. Sets him on the top turnbuckle. Is he going to set him up for the superplex or a slam?
It's hard to figure out what he's got in mind as he's got him on that top turnbuckle. It might be the superplex here.
Pillman's almost out of it, but not enough. He pushed Luger off. He's on the top rope. Up and over the sunset flip. 1, 2, but Luger with the feet to the head kicks out. But Flying Brian's right back up, chopping away like chopping at a giant oak tree. Flying elbow by Pillman. Eric Pillman now ready to take off.
And that crowd is resting at the moment very uneasily on the head of Big Lex Luger.
Luger elevated out of the corner. Flying Brian set for Eric Pillman. He wants to come off the middle of the top rope. He's up. He's got him pinned, but Luger's too close to the ropes. He
If it had been the center of the ring, you'd have had a new United States champion now.
Pillman goes for the neck breaker. Once again going up top. Another high-risk move. Will it pay off here? He missed the drop kick off the top rope. A tragic mistake.
Luger had enough of presence of thought when he saw Bryan up there to get out of the way, and he did it very quickly, just when he was in the air. No way Bryan could change the course.
Luger going for the downs here. Catches him up. Drops him over the top rope and a hot shot. 1, 2, 3. Luger has won it.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner is the United States Heavyweight Champion, the Total Package, Lex Luger!
Only if he turns that match down.
Flying Bryan has something to prove right here. This man he idolized. Before Pillman got into wrestling, when he was playing professional football, he watched Ric Flair. He was his favorite wrestler, his idol. But now they are rivals in this contest. What a challenge for Pillman against the greatest of them all.
And Pillman, he's showing that, at least for now, he's not going to be intimidated by Flair.
Pillman with a clean break. I'll tell you something, he may want to throw the rule book out the window because we know Flair will.
And the reason why he'll throw it out the window is to keep his lifestyle intact, and that includes now Woman sitting at ringside.
Good football tackle by Flying Bryan. It reverses Flair and takes him over. With a drop kick right to the face. Flair in trouble. Up and over he goes. Now how does Woman like her man right now? And Flying Bryan says, I'm going outside with it. Big chop. Outlaw the Nature Boy. And
Right.
Pillman is manhandling the champion.
Brian Pillman tried to attack Woman.
He did not.
He ran Woman right away from her chair.
You're
there.
hallucinating. You fabricate more garbage than anybody I know.
Jim, you know what? I'd like to have you living next door to me.
Well, I wouldn't.
That's because I live next door to a cemetery.
Ooh, chops. You can hear them. And Pillman with a thunderous shot, putting Flair on his keister there.
And now they're exchanging some compliments to each other. So far, Pillman has not been intimidated, but Ric Flair is a master at finding just the right weak spot in all of his opponents.
Perhaps they test their strength. Look at the intensity. Flair, 1 week from tomorrow night, will defend the world title against the United States Heavyweight Champion Lex Luger. You can see it by calling your local cable company. It's a big pay-per-view wrestling spectacular from Greensboro. Oh, a shot by Flair. And another. Flair opening up and Pillman reverses it. He's firing off those shots.
Oh! These people, Jim, are going absolutely berserk. Brian Pillman is opening up against Ric Flair.
High elevation. Flair outside. The world's champion taking a hike. Oh, Flair poked him around the eye.
Wow!
Flair rammed Pillman's head into the barricade.
That'll serve that punk Pillman right. He should never have jumped outside the ring and tried to take the fight outside. He should have stuck inside the ring and stuck to the rules. Now Flair's gonna make him pay.
Flair, the vicious individual that he is, he says he's the dirtiest player in the game.
Oh, and the referee got that chair away from Flair. The NWA has been examining those chairs after the Road Warrior skyscraper incident.
Pillman brought back to the ring by the Nature Boy. Special challenge event if you just joined us. Pillman very offended by what Flair did to Sting. Man, he has given Flair everything he wants in this one.
Well, you heard what Pillman said earlier. He was disappointed in his idol. but Flair told him the facts the way that they are. He's a punk kid, and it was nice while it lasted, but it can't last anymore.
Inverted atomic drop by the Nature Boy. The momentum now squarely back in the corner of the world's heavyweight champion. That woman looking on very intently. She is an evil person as well. She's got to be the most hated female in wrestling today.
Oh, come on. I think she's great. She's very proper. She has great manners, beautiful etiquette. She's a lovely woman.
And so was Lizzie Borden.
Look at that angelic smile. Woo!
Flair now feeling very cocky, very self-confident that Pillman is on the canvas and in trouble. Flair will measure him perhaps for his patented knee drop. Oh! He comes down with it right on the head.
And now, woman, the smile starting to spread a little bit wider across her face because she is seeing her man at work. What a combination, Ric Flair and woman.
Crowd chanting, go, Bryan, go.
Very perceptive of you, Jim. That's probably the biggest words these people in Gainesville know. Bryan ain't going nowhere, except maybe to the hospital. Same one that Sting was in, you know. We'd like to say hello to Sting in the hospital.
Big chop there by Ric Flair. And now Flair, double arm suplex coming up. Perfectly executed lateral press, leg grapevine. And Pillman kicked out at 2.5. Flair could not hold him down on that occasion.
That was a slow count. A slow count by referee Nick Patrick because Flair had the punk.
Flair trying to suplex. Pillman trying to get out of it. I don't think he's going to be able to. Flair's held him up there. Standing vertical suplex by the Nature Boy. And Pillman may be defeated here. 1, 2, and he kicked out. He's got the shoulder up. The right shoulder is up. Flair with a half Nelson. Oh, it's close. Flair now just trying to win it. He was trying to hurt Pillman earlier. I think now he's seeing that Pillman perhaps is more of a man than he perceived.
No. He's trying to pin Pillman, but he can't because referee Nick Patrick won't count to 3.
And Bryan momentarily with a sleep hold, but it was reversed by Flair. Great offensive move, a counter move by Flair. Going for the figure 4, inside cradle. Only got one, could not execute the move.
Pillman couldn't get him over all the way on his shoulders. Flair was too smart. And now Flair, he's going to try to weaken that leg. Yeah, he's going for it. Drops the leg right across the knee. He's going to weaken that leg and try to get that figure 4 on. He wants to make his punk suffer. We could see another knee out here tonight. And we're still waiting for word from Lex Luger. And I think I know what that may be.
We still have some time in the program, so don't sell him out right now.
Hey, Lex Luger's a bad son of a gun, but he's one guy. There's 3 of the Horsemen. Even Luger, as tough as he is, and as far as he's willing to go, can't take all the Horsemen.
Flair coming right down across the leg of Flying Bryan, trying to injure him. At least it's just one-on-one. It's not 3 people on one like they did Sting.
Well, that's quicker that way. That's why they do that. You know my old saying, anything that gets the job done.
Flair now again going for the figure 4. Yeah. He's got it locked in. Pillman has nowhere to go. Woman likes what she sees.
And I like what I see, and so does Flair. That's why the combination has been made.
Flair using the ropes. The referee asking Pillman if he wants to give it up. Flair, the wily veteran, knows this ring like the back of his hand. Flair pulling the rope. What an advantage he has by those ropes, ref. Those ropes are shaking, and the wind isn't blowing.
Oh, referee Nick Patrick is just looking for an excuse. There's woman telling the referee that Ric Flair was doing no wrong. He's got that pressure on Pillman. Pillman can't hold out much longer.
It may be just a matter of time here. Bryan, much like discretion may be the better part of valor here. His knee could go anytime.
He's turning it. He's turning it. He turned it over. Pillman has reversed the figure 4 on Flair. When you turn over, the pressure is reversed. That meant the pain was centered on Ric Flair's leg.
But the damage has been done to Flying Brian. He may have a hard time standing here. Flair's going to try to suplex him outside. Pillman tried to block it. Pillman's got him up. Over. Oh, that took a phenomenal amount of strength from this youngster, the former Cincinnati Bengal.
Flair now down, trying to get up and get back in action. But Pillman's going after him. Flair switches him around. Beautiful.
Don't forget Flair and Arn Anderson meet the Rock and Roll Express on the main event this Sunday night at 6:05. Flair of the Irish Whip, and he's out by Flying Brian. And this one, you gotta think Pillman says, Sting, this is for you.
I knew you'd find some way to bring that up.
Flair upside down in the corner, but he races down the apron. Pillman made him turn off. Great drop kick right to the face.
Pillman better not worry about winning this one for Sting. He better win it for himself if he can.
Flair caught him coming in. That kick right along the belt line.
It was above. It was above. Now Flair's having his way with Pillman, whose chest is showing the results of those chops.
Flair in trouble. Pillman's got him down. One. What's wrong? He slapped him in the face.
Referee Nick Patrick didn't quite see it. He thought he saw something.
She slapped him in the face. Pillman is a gentleman, but how much can he take? But keep an eye on Flair. Oh, Flair right in the kidneys. Right in the small of the back, my goodness. Full force knee right in the back, caught him from behind. And he throws him over the top.
But Pillman's holding on. Pillman held on.
Clothesline off the top. Flair can be beat. 1, 2.
No.
A 2 count. So close. The fans here thought he had it.
Flair
And
got
Flying
the-
Brian going for it all.
He got that shoulder up in the last second, but now he doesn't know where Pillman is.
Flair rolls him over. Flair's got the tights. Flair's got the tights.
No, he
And
didn't.
he's won it.
He didn't have the
Ladies and
tights.
gentlemen, here is your winner, the Nature Boy, Ric Flair.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest to decide the light heavyweight champion. Introducing the first contestant from Cincinnati, Ohio, weighing 220 pounds, Flying Brian.
Flying Brian, the walk-on at Miami of Ohio, where he not only earned All-American honors, but he was also captain of the team, the most valuable player. He has always been an overachiever, but will that carry over into tonight's contest? And you see Nick Patrick there with the Refacam or
Referee or whatever we call it.
whatever.
And the new belt he had in his possession also.
And ladies and gentlemen, his opponent, he's accompanied by the executive director of the York Foundation, Alexandra York, from Nashville, Tennessee, weighing 215 pounds, Richard Morton.
It's the referee on the head of head referee Nick Patrick, and he is holding the new WCW light heavyweight title belt. Hope we get a good shot of that belt. It's a beautiful trophy that will go to the winner of this match. As I mentioned, Flying Brian has always been an overachiever. The kid was a walk-on at Miami of Ohio, meaning he did not have an athletic scholarship. Not only did he make the team, but he became captain of the team. Most valuable player in the league, and was an All-American. He comes from the collegiate ranks. Richard Morton, on the other hand, his father was a longtime professional wrestling referee. He started wrestling professionally at the age of 17. So they have both taken different paths to arrive here on Sunday, October 27th, in this first ever WCW Light Heavyweight Championship match. One of the characteristics of a match in this division, that it is very offensive-minded. It is very fast-paced. And Pillman, we know, Tony, he'll take some chances offensively.
And he needs to take chances against Richard Morton, because you brought up a great point. It's something we've talked about so much before with athletes. Richard Morton, also known as Ricky Morton, of course, for so many years, grew up in the sport. For Flying Brian, he was butting heads for many years in football. So he really has to be at his game, the top of his game, to win in this match.
Nice move there by Richard Morton, and he moves to the outside. You know, going into this, I felt like that Morton's experience and the computer assistance of Alexander York would give him the advantage. I still feel that way. We've talked about Pillman using high-risk offense, meaning he takes a lot of chances. Starts a lot of his offense from the top rope.
You know what I wonder, as you hear Alexandra giving her guys some instructions. Richard, and this is pure speculation, he walked over, he glanced at the computer. He was offered a lot of money to become a member of the York Foundation, but I wonder sometimes how much he really depends on the computer.
Highly skilled athlete, much like Beautiful Bobby, gained his reputation in tag team matches. Morton trying to counter. Pillman's got it blocked. Pillman's got a 5-pound weight advantage. That's negligible in this. Tremendous slam by Pillman, and a spinning karate kick. And Morton knocked all the way outside.
For Flying Brian to execute that move, he had a great deal of awareness. He had to know where his opponent was, because he really turned his back, spun around. You see the referee with the referee camera keeping himself between the two men.
A lot of media here from around the world. Our good friend Wally Yamaguchi is here with a big television crew from Tokyo. Jimmy Suzuki, you see him there on your screen now. He's a photographer from Japan as well. WCW very popular in the land of the rising sun. Much more popular than Richard Morton is here in his home state.
Well, for Richard Morton, he gets what he deserves. I never thought, and it happened just up the road in Knoxville, when he said right in the middle of the ring when he made his turn that he signed his last autograph when he signed the contract for the York Foundation.
He turned away from Robert Gibson and his fans and turned to Alexander York. And now Morton has those right hands. There you see exactly what the referee's looking at. Pillman's now. Good head and shoulder fake. One of his better moves. And clubbing blow there. He caught him in the head, and he hooks the leg, but Morton able to get up. Side headlock takedown.
Jim, that's the first time, I don't think I've ever seen Richard Morton fooled. But he was right there from Flying Brian.
The maximum you can weigh to compete in this division is 236. Good shoulder block. He's hooked the leg. Well, I hope, I'm sure the fans of Flying Brian hope that he is going to be more successful than his NFL alumni, the Cincinnati Bengals, are this year. I think they're 0 for the season already. Head scissors applied by Morton. You know, Pillman's had some shoulder problems. We know that. He says he's 100%, and he says that under any circumstances for us not to use his shoulder as any type of excuse. But I'm sure that Morton's going to test it.
Oh, there's no question. You know, Morton will certainly test the shoulder, and there you see Nick Patrick admonishing Richard Morton. Flying Brian has come under some tremendous attacks from the entire York Foundation. And I would say, you know, we know that Terrence Taylor may still be around, and I'm sure he is. Maybe the last attack still not finished for the York Foundation here.
Good arm drag takeover. And another, the first a Japanese version, the second the American version. Side headlock. Both men are very cautious. You may wonder, watching at home, why they're going back to a very basic elementary move like a side headlock, but this is a one fall, sudden death situation. There's no second chances in this match, unlike what we will see later tonight when Lex Luger defends against Ron Simmons. 2 out of 3 falls there.
And you also got to realize this. These two men are probably pacing themselves because this match certainly could, well, we're going to have a winner, let's say, in this match. We're going to decide a new champion.
1 fall, no time limit here. Wow. The quick movement got him an elbow that time. And Morton, he missed his elbow. There's another, the quickness of Flying Brian and Morton both a little uncanny.
Well, you know why he missed the elbow? Because he circled the wagons. He got up, he walked around a little circle, and then he applied the elbow. Maybe if he would have jumped straight up and then executed the elbow, it would have been on target.
Every year, each NFL team gives an award called the Ed Block Courage Award. Flying Brian, playing with Boomer Esiason and Anthony Munoz and all the greats that are sure to be in the NFL Hall of Fame for the Bengals someday, won that award while playing for Cincinnati. And if you kids that are watching this broadcast, here's a guy that they said was too little to play college football, too little to be a pro wrestler. He's fooled everyone. He's an overachiever because he's got a great attitude. He doesn't know the word quit. He stays in great shape, he trains hard, and he believes in himself. And that's so important in today's society.
Maybe one day there'll be a Flying Brian Determination Award.
Oh my! Well, that will certainly change the momentum of this contest. I think it has done so. That was an inverted atomic drop. And now, Richard Morton hooking the shoulder and taking Pillman down with it. And right now we're seeing him go to work on this shoulder. He's going to find out for himself if it's 100%, if it's fully healed.
That's exactly what he's doing, Jim. Even though a bad shoulder certainly won't do anything, of course, to the legs. He'll still try to get up high with a high-risk maneuver, if he can.
We know the great light heavyweight Jushin Liger in Japan, anxious to see the outcome of this one. He's got him cradled, he rolled him up and got a near fall. And Morton's up quicker, and he caught the clothesline, a lateral press, and you see the extension of the legs of Flying Brian. That's going to be something that he can execute if his opponent doesn't hook the leg and neutralize the leg.
I want to take you back to a moment ago. I don't think I would ever thought I would see Richard Morton or Ricky Morton turn his back on his opponent. And it almost cost him just by blatantly turning his back on Flying Brian. And I'm sure he won't do that again.
Morton working on the wrist, but the position he has that arm, it's still going to put a lot of tension on the shoulder of Flying Brian. And the left arm is the one that has been in question.
Well, he is trying to certainly further injure this arm, but I have a feeling that I know it's not going to come down to submission. You only get one chance to be a champion, maybe. He went through this tournament, defeated some great competitors like, you'll recall, Bad Street of the Freebirds to get to this championship. And Flying Brian is not going to say quit in this title matchup. He's gone too far.
We're bringing you some very unique camera shots here tonight. Our production people are just doing a phenomenal job of bringing you the pictures. Both men back up to a vertical base, and Flying Brian now has the advantage, trying to get the momentum, but that quickly, that momentum was snuffed out by Richard Morton. And Morton now has pulled that left shoulder back into a very precarious position.
Jim, moments ago, our fans may have noticed that when Flying Brian was hitting Richard Morton, you saw the arms of the referee being extended. That is telling us and letting everybody know that those are legal blows. Much like signs in football, referees have many signs.
Like in basketball for a no call.
Look at him. He's using right now Flying Brian's weight against him. He's pulling up, and therefore Brian's weight is pulling down on the shoulder.
Great overhand wrist lock there. You know, fans, it's jammed to the rafters here. Every seat has been sold here at Halloween Havoc. And we hope you're enjoying it as much as these great fans here in the UTC Arena are. Irish whip, missed the clothesline, but he caught that time. And now the adrenaline rush of Flying Brian, but Morton rakes the eyes. Every single time, it seems as if Pillman's going to get on the offense. Morton just snuffs it out.
That shows a great deal of confidence that Richard Morton has in his abilities. I can tell you that. It's that simple.
Suplex. He's got the leg hook, holding down that hurt shoulder, but the right shoulder came up. Blatant choke there. Morton now is going to got to put some offense together here. He's got Pillman in trouble. And Pillman, oh my! That shades of Antonio Inoki with that spinning karate kick. And Morton now, after the martial arts blow, ran face first into the turnbuckle in high elevation. And Flying Brian now has the momentum. Man, this one has gone back and forth so many times. Morton with a kick to the midsection, a right hand to the jaw. Morton with those right hands in the rope. Had him in the corner. He said it's time.
Yeah, Richard Morton should have known better because Flying Brian turned himself around in the corner on the Irish whip, and it told us he was ready to fight. Richard Morton didn't pick up on it, and he's paying for it.
Side headlock. Both men colliding, and one went on one side of the ring, one went out on the other. Now the referee's using his count, but I'm not so sure. Uh-oh, Pillman, there's the shoulder. Well, if that thing wasn't hurt, it's gonna be hurt now. He rammed him steel first.
But Jimmy's back up on all fours. You talking about a never say die attitude. Took a chance going out there, he paid for it, but notice how quickly he got up on all fours, kept his eyes straight ahead, and looked at his opponent. He knows where it is, and watch out here.
Morton a little dazed. Morton turns around, and Pillman was on top. He's got the leg hook, and he's gonna get it. Pillman wins it. Pillman wins it.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner and WCW Light Heavyweight Champion, Flying Brian.
Flying Brian is the first WCW Light Heavyweight Champion.
Ladies and gentlemen, the first contest on Super Brawl 2. It is for the WCW Light Heavyweight Championship of the world. It is set for one fall with a 30-minute time limit. Introducing first the challenger from Cincinnati, Ohio, weighing 223 pounds, Flying Brian.
The young kid from Norwood High School in Cincinnati, the former captain of the Miami of Ohio football team, a second team AP, football All-American nose guard. And now let's go back to Gary Capetta and the introduction of the champion.
And ladies and gentlemen, his opponent, he hails from Tokyo, Japan. He weighs 212 pounds, and he is the light heavyweight champion of the world, Jushin Thunder Liger.
Flying Brian won the first WCW Light Heavyweight Championship in October at Halloween Havoc in the tournament finals against Richard Morton. However, he lost the championship to Liger on Christmas night in Atlanta, Georgia's Omni, Jess.
Well, I'm fired up over this, JR, because I'll tell you one thing. I have not had a chance to say Jushin Thunder Liger in the flesh. So I'm loving all of this, and I'm happy to see a light heavyweight division coming back into the world of wrestling.
235 pounds, the maximum an athlete can weigh to be competing in this division. And this will be a very offensive-minded matchup. I talked to Pillman last Sunday on the main event, and Jesse said he was going to try to change his strategy somewhat and perhaps mat wrestle Jushin Liger.
Well, that might work to his advantage because, as we all know, anybody that's been to Japan or had a chance to see Jushin Liger, the man loves aerial stuff, so Pillman might be smart to go down low.
Pillman has a little weight advantage. About 11 pounds here. Great quickness, and they both went for a drop kick. Liger, the former IWGP Junior Heavyweight Champion, finished third in his country in high school in amateur wrestling, so he's got a great amateur background.
Well, they both got great amateur backgrounds, and you can see right there Pillman going after the arm. He's got him down on the mat like he said he might try to do, and I think this is his best move against Jushin Thunder Liger, is keep him down on that mat.
I know that new Executive Vice President Kay Allen Fry will soon be traveling to Japan to continue his negotiations with many of the top international stars that we expect to see here in 1992 in WCW.
You know, Liger, when I look at that headgear, he reminds me of the Predator when I had to fight him back in '87.
Flying Brian catching Liger, takes him down. Head scissors by Flying Brian, and the drop kick. Liger on the outside. Pillman now getting some momentum, and both feet right to the face.
Wow. He caught Thunder Liger with a beautiful head scissors, followed it up with a drop kick, put him outside the ring, and then what I considered a bit of a cheap shot, JR. He went through the ropes there with that double mule kick. You know, the man's outside of the ring. You're not supposed to touch him out there.
Theoretically, you're absolutely correct. Fans, the winner of the Super Brawl 2 ring announcer contest is Barry Abrams from Syracuse University, a broadcast journalism major. He will be introducing our next matchup here as Liger with a single leg takedown, now tying up Pillman, and perhaps Liger heard that interview Sunday, had it interpreted because he's doing some mat wrestling.
Well, we're not really sure how good Liger is down on the mat, but he's definitely hooked in the toe hold here. He's got it figure four, putting a lot of pressure on Pillman. You can see Pillman trying to get the arm up under the chin to try to bend Jushin Liger back, and ooh, he got away with one. You know, Pillman's wrestling pretty cheap here.
I think Pillman is certainly determined to regain this light heavyweight championship.
Whoa.
Big time chop right above us here. Fans can hear that one at home, I'm sure. Irish whip to the other side, but this time Liger's too quick for him. Liger up on the top rope, moonsault off. He may have it. 1, 2, and a near fall.
Whoa.
And a drop kick. Liger using his aerial tactics. What will he do here? Liger. It's almost like a head and shoulder fake in basketball.
Wow. I'll tell you what, when Thunder Liger first came to this ring, the fans didn't know how to take him, but he is definitely gaining some major fan support here in Milwaukee.
He's certainly one of the most popular athletes in Japan. Unique move here, submission maneuver applied by Flying Brian, modified version of an abdominal stretch.
Yeah, actually down on the mat and down on one knee. I've never really seen the abdominal stretch applied in that manner before, but obviously effective.
Just one of two athletes like Pillman and Liger that like to generate so much offense through the air. Would it be the situation where maybe the first man to make a major mistake loses? Is that a possibility?
Oh, absolutely. You know, anytime you're using the high-risk maneuvers of going up, anytime your body leaves the mat totally, you run the risk of missing a move which could subsequently knock you out and cost you the bout. It's very, very dangerous in that position.
Pillman with a head scissor. Liger trying to figure a way out of this one. Just about has his head free, now does.
Uh-oh.
Pillman knows that move very well and quickly went to the ropes for the break. That bow and arrow-like maneuver that Liger likes to use. Good drop toe hold there.
And he's going after it again, and this time I think he's got it. Yep, he's got it now. Pillman better try to keep those arms, and he's oh man. You know, all's fair in love and war, J.R. Ross, but I'll tell you what, right now Brian Pillman is being out-wrestled. He's having to go to the ropes.
Back in the corner again. Referee calling for the break, and Liger buries his shoulder. 3 times on Flying Brian. Irish whips him across and follows him in with a drop kick, and nowhere to go for Pillman but down.
Absolutely, he had to absorb the shock of both the drop kick and the turnbuckle right behind his neck. And look at Jushin Thunder Liger. Tell me that ain't intimidating. Like I said, he reminds me of the Predator.
Pillman got him in a crucifix, pinning predicament, and he got 2 out of it. very, very close in regaining the championship in that crucifix.
And Pillman again going back to forearms across the shoulder blades.
Great move by Liger. Turned it into a sunset flip. Very uniquely done.
I'll tell you, this guy's everything I thought he would be. The first time I got a glimpse of him was on George Michael's Sports Machine, and I was impressed. Wow.
Wow.
And Pillman caught him. This could be it, Jim Ross.
Belly to back. He's got the leg hooked, and he got 2.5 this time. What a belly to back suplex, and Flying Brian really planted Liger.
Well, Liger hit on the back of his head, which is the dangerous move in that type of suplex maneuver, and Liger's paying the price. Pillman needs to follow it up here.
Pillman with a vicious judo chop on the chest of the champion. And Flying Brian took a big chance there. And the quickness of Liger certainly proving an asset in that situation.
And now he's going after the leg. The leg is hurt. And that's the first rule you learn in wrestling. If you get an extremity hurt, you go after it, you stay on it.
Liger continuing to focus on the leg. It's certainly going to retard Pillman's quickness and his ability to fly with his one leg hurt.
Well, I'll tell you with the punch. Oh, he's going for a figure four. He's got it hooked right in the middle.
A submission maneuver. The figure four leg lock.
And there's no ropes for Brian Pillman to get to here.
Certainly one of the, he's going for the cover, or the pin there, as Pillman has his shoulders on the canvas. The referee's got to count. This is one of the most enduring submission maneuvers in the sport.
Well, there right now is just unbelievable pressure on the knee and the shin bone of Brian Pillman. And look at him.
What a competitive situation. Pillman was so stoic earlier today. Had very little to say to anyone. This youngster has overcome so many obstacles. He had 31 throat operations as a youngster. He knows what challenges are. And this is certainly the biggest challenge of his professional wrestling career right here today.
And he's starting to turn it over now.
That's the counter.
Pillman trying to turn Jushin Liger over and get the reverse on this figure four.
And they're in the ropes. Referee Mike Atkins will call for the break, but the question here, Jess, is how much damage has been done. He had the figure four applied for quite some time.
Well, I'll say this, Pillman won't be doing any 40-yard wind sprints right now.
Certainly a gut check time for the former Cincinnati Bengal.
He come up with two good elbows to the midsection of Thunder Liger. And Liger smartly going back to the knee again.
He is well schooled. Very focused. Liger continuing to work on the leg of Flying Brian. Turns him over and almost into a half Boston Crab there, modified version.
Yep, and he's driving the knee. You see the knee in the small of the back in that lower rib cage area. Putting a lot of pressure on Flying Brian. You don't want to submit, but sometimes you're given no choice.
Crowd here really getting into it. Well, what a broadcast we have for you. Oh! Spinning martial arts kick. Made famous by Antonio Inoki for the fans that follow Japanese wrestling. And that was a big-time counter by Pillman.
But Pillman's leg is still taken away from him. That's the key. If you can get a leg off him, he can't stand up.
Flying Brian, what a counter! Countered into the head scissor. And now Eric Pillman. Up and over he went. And now Liger right above us. High risk offense. The moonsault off the top. Moonsault off the top turnbuckle on the Flying Brian. And Pillman may be counted out.
Unbelievable move by Jushin Thunder Liger.
We talked about him creating offense off the top rope. widely considered the most prolific aerial wrestler in the world today, and you just saw why.
Well, he just made a believer out of me, Jim Ross.
In WCW, the athletes have a 10 count to return to the ring. Liger now trying to suplex Flying Brian. Back in, Pillman trying to counter. They're jockeying for position here. Pillman now, and Pillman caught him. He caught him with that clothesline right off the top. And now can Pillman capitalize? Pillman back out on the apron here. Front face lock. What's he gonna do? He suplexes it. Oh! He suplexed him right outside.
This is the greatest aerial match I've ever seen in my career.
Flying Brian now on the top turnbuckle, and he dives on Liger. They're putting their own bodies at risk as the moments tick by in this light heavyweight championship event.
Big chop by Brian Pillman, and they better keep cognizant of the referee's count here.
A count-out victory means that Liger retains the title.
That's why it's always an advantage to be the champ. Oh, he caught his chin on the pipe.
He took a chance. He took a big chance through the air.
And that's a mistake you make sometimes. You know, when you got things going for you, you don't always need a high-risk move.
Liger, Pillman caught him. He caught him right in the jaw with that drop kick. Flying Brian drop kicks Liger right in the face, Jess. And Liger is in big trouble now.
I don't understand why Pillman didn't go for a cover right there, Jim Ross. I think he made a major mistake. He could quite possibly have gotten a 3 count right there.
Pillman up on top, and again they both go with the drop kicks. What an aerial war.
Pillman made a mistake. He should have gone for the cover when he caught Jushin Liger earlier. You try to win it. You're not out here trying to put in endurance time. There's no point totals in professional wrestling. It's 1, 2, 3.
These are 2 run-and-shoot offenses like in the NFL. They're taking every chance they can, and the stakes are so high in this battle for the WCW World Light Heavyweight title in a match where you're looking at the only 2 men that have ever held that championship.
Now we got a battle of who can get to their feet first.
Both men obviously very groggy here.
You know, I'll tell you, the fans are chanting USA. Oh, power body slam.
Move. He went for the power move.
You know, they're chanting USA, but I think the fans, Jushin Liger has gained the respect of this Milwaukee crowd. They're yelling USA only because of their patriotism.
And there's certainly nothing wrong with that. Waistlock, reverse, suplex with a bridge, belly back. He's got, no he doesn't. 2.5, I thought he had it.
And what a great bridge move by Jushin Thunder Liger. That's why you see wrestlers train their necks so much. Why neck workout is so important to a wrestler.
Liger now with Pillman, dazed, perhaps going for either a DDT.
Suplex, he's going for a suplex off the top.
And Pillman counter.
What a beautiful counter move. Now Liger's hurt. Pillman needs to hit this and go for a cover.
Pillman cross body. Leg is hook, 1, 2, and out. Did he get it?
No,
He
no.
Man, that was 2 3/4. Just a millimeter away.
But remember something, Jim Ross, close only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades, that's all.
Pillman now must capitalize before Liger can regroup.
He needs to go for some more covers, try to get the 3 count.
Power bomb. Power bomb. And again. Did he? No, another 2.5. Maybe more. Liger thought he had him with that power bomb. And quite frankly, so did I. Pillman counters. Oh, what a move.
And again a 2 count.
That was a page out of Scott Steiner's playbook, Modified Frankenstein. Knee left, And the Irish whip to the center of the ropes on the far side. And a DDT.
He's close to the rope, though. Yeah, Liger made it to the rope. He had enough sense about him and presence of mind. He was too close to the rope after that DDT. He got the arm out.
Liger at 212. Pillman at 223. And you have to wonder how much more their bodies can sustain of this high-impact punishment. Oh.
Whoa. We may get a double count out now. Both guys missing clotheslines. Both guys going for flying aerial moves, and it looked like they clunked heads right in the center of the ring.
Flying Brian was a special team star for the Bengals. He's used to busting up those wedges on kickoffs, and that's exactly what it looked like there. Pillman again, a little groggy. He's right above us. And Liger takes the ropes, and Pillman comes down very uncomfortably. Again, Liger going for it all. Front face lock. Superplex. Oh! Sending shockwaves up his spine. That'll be all done. No, it's not. This kid from Cincinnati will not quit.
Liger going to the top now. Again, high-risk maneuver.
Oh, Pillman moved. Liger hit his head on the canvas. Flying Brian using his legs, bridging back, and he got it. He got it.
Ladies and gentlemen, for the winner and new light heavyweight champion of the world, Brian Blyer.
The kid from Cincinnati has done it in this opening match at Super Pro, and what great sportsmanship we're seeing right here.
Ladies and gentlemen, making his way into the ring area at 235 pounds from Cincinnati, Ohio, here comes Flying Brian.
Boy, this kid is pumped up. His rise to stardom is meteoric. He is a young man that was tutored by Nature Boy Ric Flair. But this is the match that he has waited on since Wrestle War all the way back in February.
Ladies and gentlemen, making his way into the ring area at 241 pounds from Charlotte, North Carolina, the Nature Boy, Ric Flair!
Flair, the heavyweight champion of the world. A man that certainly controversy follows him wherever he goes. It followed him when he left Tokyo, Japan. I'm sure it will follow him tomorrow night on the Omni, when he and Barry Windham meet Sting and El Gigante. But now this is a special challenge event. Flying Brian issued the challenge. Nature Boy Ric Flair readily accepted that matchup. It is a grudge match, and we're so happy you're here with us on TBS to see it.
Oh, I know you're happy to have me here with you, and let me make a statement right here. That's the undisputed heavyweight champion of the world, Nature Boy Ric Flair. And if you think the pupil is going to give a lesson to the teacher, you, along with Flying Brian, are sadly mistaken.
Well, there's a lot of great athletes like Tatsumi the Dragon Fujinami, like Sting, like El Gigante, that feel like that they have a legitimate shot at becoming the next heavyweight champion of the world. But that is not Flying Brian's motivation in this match. This is not a title match. This is a grudge match. This is a revenge contest that Pillman demanded and WCW officials signed. Flair reversing. Flying Brian not laying back. He knows exactly what Flair wants to do. Flair wants to start his offense with those thunderous chops in the corner. He wants to wear his smaller opponent down.
Well, Pillman better come at Flair with all guns blazing, because the heavyweight champion of the
Oh,
world.
there's some guns. There's a right-handed gun. Hammering away at Nature Boy Ric Flair. Flair very quickly waist-locking Flying Brian.
Oh!
Oh, Pillman retaliates. 1 for 1.
And this is where Pillman's temper can work against him, because Flair has taken on angry wrestlers year after year after year.
Flair with a another chop, and Pillman with 3. Make it 4, 5. Flair to the turnbuckle, and high up, the backdrop. Great elevation by Flying Brian and the Nature Boy. Rolls out of bounds, but he's waiting on Flying Brian. Up, oh, what chops! Down goes the champion. Flying Brian is here to fight. He is here for revenge. Flair's got a chair now. Flying Brian has said whether it's Arn Anderson tomorrow or Barry Windham or Sid Vicious, whoever it is, wherever it is, he's going to fight him with every ounce of strength, with every breath in his body. This young kid from Cincinnati is going to go for it.
Yeah, but before he worries about Barry Windham, before he worries about Sid Vicious, before he worries about tomorrow night on the main event, Double A Arn Anderson, he better be shaking in his boots because he's in the ring with the greatest wrestler in the history of World Championship Wrestling, Nature Boy Ric Flair.
Flair with another chop. It holds on this time before Pillman can retaliate. I can promise you, Flying Brian is not shaking in his boots. He is not intimidated by anyone that walks the face of the earth. He is a great testimonial to every young kid, every little kid that gets stuck in right field in Little League that you can make it. This kid has never quit and never will quit. Oh, what chops! This is what it's all about here in WCW, and Flair is in big trouble.
Oh, he's in real big trouble, but I don't see Flying Brian going after a pin. He's coming to hurt Nature Boy Ric Flair.
Shoulder block by Flair, the world's champion, but a quick move by Flying Brian with a drop toe hold. And now he's taking Flair's leg to no man's land. Uh-oh. He wraps it around the steel. Flying Brian getting tremendous reserve from this capacity crowd.
Now that was a very intelligent thing for Flying Brian to do, because now Ric Flair could have a lot of trouble going into the figure 4 leg lock.
Half Boston Crab, twisting the knee, putting pressure on the lower back.
And it's not just pressure on the back, it's pressure on the leg. Pillman is taking away Ric Flair's primary weapon, the figure 4 leg lock, the maneuver that has crippled more wrestlers, won more titles than Ric Flair than anything else in this sport.
Flying Brian known as an aerial specialist, but he's going for the submission moves, the submission offense. He wants Ric Flair to never forget the day that Saturday, April 13th on TBS, he met Flying Brian Pillman.
Oh, I'm sure Ric Flair will never forget the day that he took Brian Pillman underneath his wing. I'm sure he regrets that day right now.
Suplex him outside, back in. Flair retreats to the corner, and Pillman follows him in with another chop. Flair's pectoral region beginning to get bruised and battered. Inverted atomic drop from the champion of the world.
And let's be honest, Flying Brian deserves it, because instead of paying homage to his mentor, instead of saying thank you, Nature Boy Ric Flair, for teaching me so many things about wrestling, no, what does he do? He comes out here and tries to beat up Ric Flair on national TV.
Elbow by Flair, catching Flying Brian coming off the ropes. This kid has proved to the world that no one in WCW or any professional sport is any tougher than this kid. I've never seen anyone in wrestling any tougher than Flying Brian Pillman, and that covers a lot of ground.
Yeah, but maybe he ought to take a lesson from Bo Jackson and realize that discretion is the better part of valor. Maybe he better quit. Maybe he better give up. Maybe he better not tangle with Nature Boy Ric Flair.
The knee right to the face.
Why don't you stand in my face?
Flair having a very belligerent conversation with the referee. His feet are on the ropes, and Pillman able to kick out. Flair trying to steal one here, if he can, and the fans are letting him have it. Flair so arrogant, so cocky.
He has a right to be.
What? He has what?
He has a. Hey, I'm sorry if I'm excited to be
Oh,
in
what a
the same
shot.
building as the heavyweight champion of the world.
Brian
Maybe you ought to be too.
He's fighting back. Brian, he waited too long, but he blocked the move. Comes in another chop with Flair. Going for the pin now. Grapevine, the far leg, and we got 2.5.
Yeah, but that half a second is a lifetime for Flying Brian. And here comes the Nature Boy.
Flair, the speeder in the ropes, ref. Again, Flair trying to win it any way he can. The fans are certainly assisting Flying Brian in his motivation.
Well, maybe they should mind their own business.
Oh, wow. Where else do you hear impact like this but on WCW? Oh, that was a low blow. That was a blatant low blow. You didn't see it on the camera, I don't think. And the referee certainly didn't see it either. But that was a low blow.
Yeah, but it was an effective one, and the leg is still bothering Nature Boy Ric Flair. But here he comes, moving in for the kill against his pupil, Flying Brian Pillman.
I think we should say former pupil. Another tremendous chop by Flair.
Yeah, former pupil, because the Nature Boy threw him out of his camp.
Flair, power elbow, arrogant cover, and Flying Brian continues to fight. He continues to dig down and refuses to be pinned. Flair now
has the leg.
He may get him here, and Flying Brian got his shoulder up. Flair's got his feet in the ropes again. Flair's doing everything he can to win this match as quickly as he can.
Why won't this kid quit? Why won't he give up? Why won't he just finally say, I can't take any more?
Just, you know, Paul, he's never quit. He's never quit in junior high. You can talk to his high school coaches, his college coaches, his pro coaches. This kid has never quit. He has overcome so much personal adversity, so many injuries. And now he's trying to overcome the world's champion. 1, 2, and again Pillman got a shoulder up.
I mean, if I were Brian Pillman, I'd say, hey, I gave it a good fight. I'm laying down, just pin me, Nature Boy. I can't take any more punishment. It's enough already. He should just give it up.
Flair going to the top. Will Flying Brian be able to meet him there? Flair stumbled a little bit. Flying Brian now is up. Flair off the top rope. Flying Brian now. Air Pillman will launch. Oh, he went for the drop kick. Nobody there. Flair had that one well scouted.
And he landed right on his face.
He may have landed on his shoulder as well, because we know that his shoulder still is not at 100%. At least I don't see how it could be at 100%. Now Flair, at this point in the match, is a master. Front face lock, vertical suplex. And Flair snaps it off.
This is like when a shark smells blood.
He may have him here. 1, 2, he kicked out. This kid reached down with everything he could muster and kicked out. And look at Flair. Oh, how insulting, how humiliating to slap another athlete in the face.
That's adding insult to injury. But just because Pillman survived one shark attack doesn't mean another one's not right around the corner.
Wow. Flair face first. What a chop. Flying Brian competing for himself, for his legions of fans, with all he's got. This kid continues to fight back, and he's in there with the best in the world. Flair upside down in the corner. Outside. Flying Brian follows him out. Oh, Flair met him there. Brian just may have stayed in the apron a second or half a count too long.
And that's all it takes with the Nature Boy. And once again, watch him capitalize on this mistake by Flying Brian. Oh!
Oh, they're exchanging it with all they have. Flair with the advantage, but Pillman will not quit. He's like a pit bulldog.
He doesn't know the meaning of stop. He doesn't know the meaning of quit. And Flair continues to hammer. Rakes the eyes. Pillman went for the drop kick. And he inadvertently drop kicked referee Randy Anderson. Flair had it well scouted, dropped down. Now Flair with a knee in the back. Pillman thrown over the top, but he holds on. Flair doesn't see. Flair thinks he's on the floor. Flying Brian now up on top. Oh, Pillman from the top. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's got him pinned. Here comes Arn Anderson. Pillman meets him with a right.
Yeah, but his back's to the Nature Boy.
Flair, he clipped that knee, hit him from behind. Referee is still down. Flair going into the figure 4.
And he has it hooked on. And Double A's giving him added leverage.
They're going to break this kid's leg right here. No referee to check it out. No referee to see if he wants to give it up. Pillman is my gosh, what kind of pain is seen to the body of this kid.
He needs to give it up right here.
Oh, look at him. He won't quit fighting. Flair has snapped this leg.
Look at this.
Here comes Eddie Gante. Oh, he just nailed Anderson. He's got Flair. Referee's calling for the bell. Eddie Gante has a claw on Flair. Arn Anderson can't get the giant off of Flair.
Whoa. He's going to choke the life out of Arn Anderson.
Pillman went after Flair again. And now Flair back after the giant. I don't know what the decision is on this one. We haven't heard the decision. But Flying Brian wants some more of Ric Flair.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest, it is for the WCW Light Heavyweight Championship of the World. It is set for one fall with a 30-minute time limit. Introducing first the challenger from Minneapolis, Minnesota, weighing 234 pounds, the Z-Man.
We're coming to get you, Brian. We're going to even the score now, Pillman. I'm ready.
Well, the Z-Man from Minneapolis, gotta be one of your sentimental favorites from your home state.
Yeah, he is indeed from my home state, but my favorite Minnesota wrestler is Arn Anderson.
And ladies and gentlemen, his opponent. He's from Cincinnati, Ohio. He weighs 226 pounds. The light heavyweight champion of the world, Flying Brian.
Flying Brian, the champion of the world in the light heavyweight division. Both these athletes, as many of you fans know, former tag team partners and still friends as far as we can tell and as far as we know. Former U.S. tag team champions.
You're telling me after that interview you conducted, these are friends? If they're friends, I'd hate to see enemies, Jim Ross.
Well, I think that they were both very anxious last evening on WCW Saturday night, looking forward to this contest. Flying Brian has had some problems with his lower back. That's what they're going to wrestle for. Right there, the championship of the world.
Who do you think Jim Ross is going to cheat first? Come on, give me your prediction. Which one's going to get frustrated? You know they're going to wrestle scientific. They're going to try to beat each other with wrestling at the start. But at some point in the match, frustration's going to set in. Who do you think's going to cheat first?
Well, I don't know. I hope that neither one of them cheat. I have thought.
Oh, come on, Ross.
Scientific?
It's inevitable. You know what's got to happen. You really think they'll go the whole thing without a thumb to the eye, or a grab of the hair, a pull of the tights?
We'll have to wait and see. Nice move there by the Z-Man back in the side headlock.
You're avoiding my question, Ross, like you always do.
You're right, I am. It's Flying Brian, the quicker of the two, but the Z-Man a little stronger of the two. Great agility by the former Cincinnati Bengal. And by the, both men going for drop kicks.
Well, both guys on the same brainwave pattern right there, each one thinking he could land the drop kick. Nobody does.
drop toe hold by the champion. Rolling up and now working on the arm. Pillman, great football player at Miami of Ohio. They call it the cradle of coaches. He was a second-team All-American nose tackle, believe it or not. About 20 pounds heavier than he is now.
Miami of Ohio, how can you even consider that a top-flight university? There's only one Miami that plays top-grade football, and it's right here in Florida, Ross, not Ohio.
Well, tell that to Woody Hayes and Bo Schembechler and the other guys that have coached there. Missed the clothesline. Very fast-paced match. Man, they're thinking alike here. We talked about them being partners. They know each other so well. They didn't have to look at a lot of videotape of the other to know what to expect in this matchup.
And at some point in the bout, the frustration's going to show on one of them, and one of them's going to do the dirty deed. I love it.
Over the knee drop, and now the lateral press.
Pillman, I think, getting early advantage here, the champion over Z-Man.
Side headlock now by Flying Brian. Both these men, as was pointed out by our colleagues earlier, like the aerial style. They like to take chances. Great quickness there. And a good counter move. Arm drag takeover. And back working on the hammerlock. And Z-Man, as we said, has a few pounds advantage here. I think he's the stronger of the two, Jess. And if this is good strategy for the challenger.
Working over the arm is the Z-Man, now trying to turn him over, trying to turn the champion over. Hook that top arm. He should come at it from the other direction, I think, to get it over.
Z-Man continuing his control here offensively, utilizing a very basic yet effective maneuver in the hammerlock.
Now slips it into a straight arm bar.
Pillman back up vertical, and he is in the ropes.
We may get the cheap shot right here. Nope, not yet.
Flying Brian, and that one well scouted, but again it's countered. Missed that clothesline, and Flying Brian caught him in a head scissor. What a counter! Arm drag takeover by the champion, and now he's got the arm barred. Great counter move there. I mentioned before the year he was the second-team All-American nose tackle. The first team
nose tackle?
Yeah, was William Perry. Pillman played nose tackle, second-team All-American.
Nose tackle? Now, wait a minute.
I know they don't play football much in Minnesota, Jess. It's the guy that plays over the center defensively.
That's exactly what I'm questioning, Jim Ross. Up in Minnesota, our nose tackles usually weigh 250.
Pillman weighed about 245 at that time. He's pulled a lot of weight, but he's at his best wrestling weight right here. Gets very, very quick.
Nose tackle.
Head scissors applied. And now Flying Bryant has the Z-Man grounded.
Wasn't Ron Simmons a nose tackle?
Yes, he was.
Well, there's your more traditional nose tackle, in my opinion.
Referee calls for the break. And we got a clean one there. Irish whip far side. Z-Man stepped in. He's got both arms hooked. He's going for the cover. He got 2.5. Inside cradle again. Using his strength, power, and his bulk there. Trying to hold Pillman down. Man, those were two close ones.
Sunset flip, and he may get him. The mistake that the Z-Man's making. Oh!
Boom!
Pillman, I think, goes first.
That's a legal move, though.
That's true. That's true. That was an open hand into a drop toe hold. I stand corrected. They have it. Whoa! He may have just stretched some ligaments and cartilage right there. This is knee injury time.
Pillman is as tenacious as anybody you'll ever see. He has got a lot of intensity, and now there's some talking going on here. Looking to take the ankle against the grain, dangerously against the grain, we should say.
No, dangerously ain't in this match, Ross.
Wish he was. Z-Man has got to figure a way up to distance himself from Flying Brian here. Pillman's like a pit bulldog. He finds one body part and he works on it, and he works on it. That's exactly what we're seeing here.
That'll stretch the old hamstring out.
Well, Z-Man's mobility certainly going to be lessened here, thanks to Pillman's attack on this leg. Again, stretching out the hamstring. Oh my! Now, remember we said about his lower back being hurt. He took a chance right there. Z-Man adeptly moved out of the way, and now let's see if he'll work on Pillman's back as intently as Pillman worked on his leg.
Absolutely, as well he should. Pillman made the miss. Pillman hurt his back. Oh, there's the boot, so Z-Man's gonna break the rules first.
Flat of the foot, Jess.
Yeah, but it's still kicking a man when he's down.
And you've never done that, have you?
No, I have many, many times. I don't deny that, but I never claimed to be a good two-shoes. Beautiful suplex move right there by Z-Man going for the cover.
He got 2.5. Great move there, vertical suplex, putting the pressure on the lower back of Flying Brian. Now he drives a knee right into the lower spinal column of Pillman. Remember, Pillman had been out of action for a few weeks with some chronic lower back problems.
He's giving him a spinal adjustment right now. Z-Man obviously went to chiropractic school this week.
Backbreaker. And now Pillman is in trouble, the champion of the world in the light heavyweight division.
You know what he needs to do here? He needs to stay in close. Yeah, he got caught. I'll tell you what I'd have did right there. I'd have rolled him over and put something like a Boston Crab on him. Go for the submission right there. Instead of a high aerial move like he did, he got caught. Z-Man makes a big mistake.
Pillman back to work on the leg now. So as it is unfolding here,
you want it, baby?
Pillman's intense.
Now Pillman, the way he sounds there, he don't sound like no Cincinnati Bengal. He sounds like Jack Tatum of the Raiders.
As it unfolds here, as I started to say, it's Pillman working on Z-Man's leg. Z-Man, if the opportunity presents itself again, I'm sure we'll go back to work on Pillman's back. Trying to turn him over here. Half crab.
See, that's the type of move the Z-Man should have gone in for instead of doing that thing off the turnbuckle where he caught the double knees in the gut. He should have went in like that and put a pressure move on the lower back. He may have gotten a submission. He may be the champion right now if he'd have did that.
A lot of intensity. I don't think we should be surprised at how intense this one is. Remember, it is for the light heavyweight championship of the world. Flying Brian has taken on all contenders, friend and foe alike. And what a great martial arts kick by the Z-Man. He caught Pillman in the back of the head. It could be over right here, and Pillman able to kick out at 2.
Now he needs to go back to the lower back right now. He scored a great move to the back of the head. He did not get the win. He did not knock him out. Do something to the lower back.
Irish whip. Oh my! He went for the knee. Pillman quickly moved out of the way. And now Flying Brian going for the figure 4. I've not seen him use that move before. He's got the figure 4 locked in on the Z-Man. Oh, look at this. Tempers are boiling here.
Well, Pillman's going to get the best of this. He's got the hold.
Look at Z-Man's ankle.
You can see the ankle bent right across the top of the kneecap. So he's getting it not only in the ankle, he's getting it on the kneecap also.
Gordon Solie and Lance Russell on the wrestling hotline as we speak. And Gordon always said it puts pressure on 7 points of the legs. He's trying to roll him over, and now it's countered. Z-Man has countered the figure 4 on the light heavyweight champion. The referee there to see if Pillman wants to give it up.
You can see Z-Man driving the knee down into the mat. Now it's reversed the other way, but Z-Man's close enough. They're going into the ropes.
They're in the ropes. Both men have contacted the lower rope.
I think this is a mutual break, Jim Ross. Both guys want to get out of that one.
And both guys are hurting their knees, their legs. Tremendous pain. And when we went into this one, we thought we may see the high-risk aerial moves, but with the pain they've inflicted here, it may be the man with the best ground attack that will win this one.
Open hand chop, legal.
Boom! The chop. Z-Man's chest turning bright, crimson red. Pillman lands on his feet, up and over. Flying Brian. Oh, he was countered in midair. We got a new champion. No, we're going to have the count. He countered it, and the fans out of their seats on that one. What a move by the Z-Man.
He came within 4 inches of being the light heavyweight champion. 4 inches was about where the referee's hand was from striking that mat.
Z-Man with a chop of his own. Both men now just barely able to stand. There's a crucifix. He may have him, and he got 2.5. Another near fall. What a match you're seeing here at WrestleWar 92.
Both guys getting frustrated. One of them's gonna cheat. Come on. One of you two guys has got to cheat anytime.
Ryan hammers forearm to the back of the head of the Z-Man. Now setting him up on the top turnbuckle. Slap to the face, rather insulting, but not nearly as much as this. What's it gonna be, a superplex? Z-Man trying to free himself, and he does, and Pillman falls right on his back again, his lower back.
Well, Z-Man caught him with a shot to the kidneys.
Going for the drop, now the cross body. It turned him inside out. The cross body, and look at the huddled masses here. That's a cover, he could have him, and Pillman just, again, avoiding the 3 count at the very, very last moment.
I don't know how much closer it can get. That's 3 or 4 times now. We've almost seen a new champion, and we've almost seen the champion retain his title.
Tremendous match for the light heavyweight title. Look at this great agility between them. They thought alike again. They're on the same train of thought. They ran together, and I think their heads may have cracked. Referee now exercising his count. Remember, they've got a 10 count here before the count-out decision. And they're up to 8. Pillman up, Z-Man up.
Referee asking Z-Man if he wants to continue. I don't think he's going to give up at this point.
Reversal. Oh, what a move. Z-Man has got to capitalize now. He's hesitating. Going for the lateral press. And he got 2 3/4 this time. It was even closer than before.
I don't understand. The fans are out of their seat. They're going crazy, but I don't understand why the Z-Man wouldn't have hooked a leg. If he'd have hooked the leg, he'd have won the match right there. You saw Pillman, the only way he could kick out was by extending his legs.
You're exactly right.
If he'd have had the leg hooked, he'd have won.
Z-Man having trouble standing. That leg really, really bothering him here. A real gut check for these two. Again, let him stand up. Flying Brian's may have this one won. Wait a minute. Z-Man up quickly. He's a little subterfuge here. Cody with a kick. Z-Man, low, Pillman, into false sense of security. He could have him here. The leg is hooked, and he got, he's in the ropes.
Oh,
he's in the ropes.
Man.
He had it, but he was in the ropes. What a match.
I'll tell you what, Pillman got saved right there. He just happened to land close enough to the ropes. There you see the Z-Man kicking a little bit now.
Z-Man, we know he's got that great drop kick off the top. If he hits it here, we'll have a new champion. He's going for it, but
Missed
not
it.
there. Pillman got him hooked, and he has it pinned. What a match!
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner and still WCW Light Heavyweight Champion of the World, Brian Bryan!
Oh, what a situation here. It was intense. These two guys, former tag team partners, and they battled tooth and nail.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest, it is a World Tag Team title match set for 1 fall or TV time remaining. Introducing first the challengers, pounds, Stunning Steve Austin.
The number one contenders. They're looking very confident. Wouldn't you say, Jeff?
Absolutely. They've waited a long time for this one, and we got it on television.
Billy Austin, get ready.
Steamboat Douglas making their way to the ring. The World Tag Team Champions.
And ladies and gentlemen, their opponents in this title match, they are the Unified World Tag Team Champions from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, 239 pounds, Shane Douglas. And from Charlotte, North Carolina, 241 pounds, Ricky the Dragon Steamboat.
Steamboat and Douglas have been World Tag Team Champions since November. And there are the belts. Randy Anderson, the referee, aside. And you know Austin and Pillman have been looking forward to this match for a long time, like you said, but I'm sure the champions are well prepared.
Absolutely, Shivani. And the advantage, of course, lies with the champions. It's very simple. To win the title, you gotta beat the champs. You can't win it the title on a disqualification. You can't win it on a countout. You gotta pin one of them in the center of the ring. So the advantage, of course, lies with Steamboat and Douglas in holding on to the titles.
Of course, the other way is to get a man to submit as well. Pinfall or submission. Steamboat will have none of that. Whoa, big hand by Steamboat. Pulls him up. 1, 2. Austin, a double handful of tights.
He almost got away with it.
Knee to the midsection. Going, Steamboat on the outside. Steamboat quickly back in. Steamboat will get him with a lot of power.
Body drop right there by the Dragon on Stunning Steve. Drop kick.
Wrong place for Austin to be. Oh, Steamboat, no, and down goes Stunning Steve Austin.
Early advantage here going to the champions. They're taking it to the challengers.
Out of the outside ropes, double team maneuver, and again, Douglas, legal man in, Austin, he barely escaped that one there, Jeff.
Wow, he almost got caught, Stunning Steve. That was an excellent double hip toss there by the champions. Good double teamwork. And they, of course, can do that. They got a count of 5 to make that exchange in and out of the ring. Shane Douglas here with a step over arm bar on Stunning Steve. Steve fighting his way back up to his feet.
Forearm shot right to the face.
You know what I enjoy about Flying Brian? When he does something like that, he's got that beautiful smile. He's pleased with himself.
You sure it's not arrogance? No, that is arrogance.
What's the difference?
What's the difference? That's right. And now, there's that smile. As a matter of fact, he's laughing out loud on that shot. But Douglas fires back on him.
You notice right here, Flying Brian with legal chops, Douglas with a closed fist, which is illegal.
But Douglas is in the ropes, so that makes those chops illegal as well.
No, it don't. You got to count of 5, Shivani. Roll him.
2 count. He's going to that knee. That's the same knee not too long ago, back on February 7th, that they snapped out from underneath him in the Omni. And that's what they're going for right there, Jeff.
As well they should.
Look how slow he is to get up.
Shane Douglas favoring that knee. Came around with a beautiful kick there. Tags the Dragon, Ricky Steamboat.
And quickly he gets out. So we had speculated about the knee injury. We talked about it here on Worldwide. How would it come into play? Quickly, after going to the knee, Douglas, you see him favoring the knee in that corner, quickly tags out. So it may be right on the shoulders of Rick Steamboat.
It could very well. Shane Douglas with the bad knee right now. As you said, Siobhan, Steamboat may have to carry the load.
Big chops back and forth. Steamboat with a great martial arts background of his over the top. Pillman, great elevation. Steamboat ahead of Steve. Catches him. He catches him and sends him back down. 1, 2. The catapult into Shane Douglas. Picks him up. And a belly to back suplex. He tags in Shane Douglas. Sends him over 1, 2. We got a 2 count. Fans, I understand we have to take a break. If the match ends during the break, we'll show you what happened on instant replay. Oh, if not, we'll be back. The match for the World Tag Team title continues. Stunning Steve Austin and Shane Douglas once again. Austin, just like Pillman, has been going to the knee. And Shane Douglas may be wrestling defensively here in this match.
Wow, that was an offensive move outside the ring. Stunning Steve ran headfirst into the railing out there, also favoring the back. Oh!
This is Tony Schiavone along with Jesse Bobby Ventura back. The match for the World Tag title. #1 contenders of the champ. Good execution by Douglas that time. And to cover 1. Out in 2 is Stunning Steve Austin. He wants to buy a little bit of time here, Jeff.
He's calling for the timeout, but the problem is, in wrestling, there ain't no timeout.
You mean there isn't any timeout?
That's what I said, there ain't no timeout.
In the ropes. The abdominal stretch.
Why do you always repeat what I say? So how many people can understand?
Shane Douglas has the abdominal stretch on. The question here, how much can Austin take?
Well, the good thing for Shane Douglas is he's got it hooked in the middle of the ring, so Stunning Steve doesn't have a rope to get to. That's interesting. He tags out. Let's Ricky the Dragon Steamboat come in and apply the abdominal stretch.
So Steamboat goes up to the ropes to make the tag that time. And Steamboat now is pulling and tugging on those abdominal muscles, using that arm, hooking the leg with his knee.
Pressure, on both teams right here, because if Pillman and Stunning Steve lose, they drop out as being the #1 contenders. And of course, if the champs lose, they don't have the titles no more.
They tossed him out of that.
Or they now become the #1 contenders.
Steamboat right back to the point of attack. And this is good for
Look at Steamboat using those tights to get closer to his partner.
You pick out things like that easily, don't you?
Absolutely, I used to do it.
Yeah, you sure did.
When you see it, you can understand it, you can call it. At least I had a career where I did break a rule.
Is that really the issue here? Oh, he fell down that time and then elbow dropped him.
And a tag to Flying Brian.
Face first to the big foot. Flying Brian to the ropes.
Oh, and there's that big Brian Pillman chop.
Shoulder block takedown. Pillman over the top. Douglas tries to get him up. He did. Bad wheel and all, so to speak. He elevated him nicely. And Douglas back in. Shane now walking the turnbuckle.
Now those are all closed fists, Ronnie. That's illegal.
Well, Jesse, you're right. So what do we do about it, huh?
Not much. We can
Duck the
only
blow. Head first. The big foot. Steamboat. Big double chop sending Pillman down. And the cover. 2 count. Pillman kicked away.
You notice how the Dragon's got to pose a little bit before he covers him.
Well, that's just the adrenaline flowing through him there, Jeff, I would think. Picked him up. Got him down. 1, 2. And again, Pillman kicks away, showing his resiliency. And a reverse chinlock applied, preventing Pillman from making a tag in his corner.
That's smart wrestling by the champion, Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. Cutting off the ring, keeping Flying Brian in the ring. On their half. Stretching the arms back, trying to get him into a surfboard maneuver. Yes. Now he could really put the pressure on if he were to put the foot into the back here.
There you go, got the knee.
See, he's listening to me. Is he hooked up to a headset?
No, Jesse was not.
How did he know that?
Because he's a veteran.
So you're saying I'm a veteran.
Yeah, you are a veteran.
Oh, look at Flying Brian trying to reverse it on him. Oh, he's getting him. Oh, but Steamboat takes him right back around. That's frustrating now. When you use up all that energy and the man just spins you back around and gets you right back where you were.
You're watching this match here on Worldwide World Tag Team Championship. Douglas up. We're seeing a title match. Next week we will see a title match, the final match in the World Federation Tournament. Gary Fox is in the double team now here.
Mr. One-Legs onside. That kid must be living right.
Head first again. You're right in the turnbuckle with Shane Douglas. You can literally feel it.
Look at him go after that knee again.
Absolutely, Jason.
They did their homework.
Well, they're the one that began it. Back in the Omni. The cheap shot from Flying Brian. Look at Pillman over. What's he got the towel for? You know he was up to something. Douglas rolls him up. He had it.
Oh, there's what he's got the towel for. Look at this. And Steamboat's playing right into their hands. They got the referee tied up. Referee don't see nothing. And Flying Brian, look at that. Then he dabs the perspiration off his hand.
Right now, because of what just happened, Shane Douglas in the most trouble he's been in this entire match, Jesse Ventura. And right now, it's looking good for the #1 contenders. Can Shane Douglas make it back to his feet? How much is that taken out of him? We'll find out, fans. This match continues for the World Tag Team title. Oh my, once again, after the Thunder Roll.
Look at this. The Dragons caught out of position. Oh, he gets closer on by Flying Brian. What a brilliant maneuver by Pillman right there. He saw Steamboat trying to get back to his corner, deliver a big forearm, and puts the Dragon down outside the ring. Schiavone, you gotta give the #1 contenders credit. They're devious in that ring. They're getting away with it. And they're just inches away from becoming the champions. Austin with the big squeeze on Shane Douglas. This is a wear-out maneuver. This is sucking the wind out of Shane Douglas, wearing him down.
Douglas and Steamboat have developed such a closeness, such a friendship, a veteran and a youngster. Being the dominant World Tag Team Champions, they've been, and look at Douglas. Douglas, out of nowhere, on his feet, fighting off the man. Oh, he was so close.
But close only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades. You're gonna write that one down too?
All the Oakland names, intestinal fortitude, guts, determination. And a bullet about, and you're right, second time out of position.
What's the matter with him, a veteran like that?
He's just so emotional, Jesse. He has this youngster that he basically has guided his career.
He's overjoyed with the crowd. Pillman going up to the top. Stunning Steve Harrison to catapult him. Oh! Shane Douglas lifts up the knee and catches Flying Brian in the abdominals.
And now Shane. A long way from his corner. And he burns on their feet here. You are seeing one tremendous battle. Four of the finest athletes WCW has to offer. The two greatest tag teams. He missed.
Well, this is the best opportunity yet for Shane Douglas to get to his corner and make the tag to the Dragon. That is, if the Dragon will be there when he gets there.
He's there now. Douglas. All the strength he can muster, pulling himself up. Tag on both sides. Yes! Yes! It's Steamboat! A fresh and determined Ricky Steamboat taking on both men. Drop kick. And again.
Who's the legal man? Steamboat and who?
It's got to be Pillman. Tag had been made to Flying Brian right before Steamboat, the double coconuts. And now Shane Douglas still in.
Oh, that's a disqualification.
That's exactly right.
I can't believe Steamboat would stoop to that level.
But the referee did not see it. The
What a
referee
cheat.
did not see it. He's going for the superplex. He's going to end it all right now. Yes! He did it! Here it is! He's going to the top! Steamboat with more fire and determination I've never seen. He comes up to 1, 2.
Steve his partner knocked him out.
He's up! Make it count! 1, 2. Pillman barely got up his shoulder. Douglas! Remember, Steamboat! Pillman, the legal man! Lights on the floor!
What a match, somebody, for the tag championship.
He hit him on the concrete floor, and Austin's in a lot of pain. There the illegal man back in the ring. Both men collide. I think they hit heads that time, Jess. They see the referee sending Douglas back. The death! Oh no! Steamboat's out! Steamboat is out. The referee sending Douglas.
Look at this.
Oh no! No!
New champions. New champions. They predicted it, somebody.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's the world-renowned celebration of nostalgia, a flair for the old, featuring the 7 or 8 or 9-time world champion, the Nature Boy, and featuring his maid, Pate. And now, the Nature Boy, and tonight's special guest, one half of the World Tag Team Champions, Hollywood Blonde, Stunning Steve Austin.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I'm very pleased to announce that we have a special segment of a flair for the old. Here we are, Nursing Home Paradise, live here on in Technicolor. And I know before we go any further, I'd like to give that moment every red-blooded male in America will love, and that's right. Take a deep breath. Let's bring her out. pate. They're made. There she is. There she is. Woo! Oh, you sex kitten, you. It's one of the little perks being a host of the show. I'm very pleased to announce my special guest, one half of the World Tag Team Champions, Stunning Steve Austin. Let's bring him out. How are you, Steve? I'm told that you and your partner are doing some very tremendous things. You and Stunning Steve are just a tremendous combination.
I'm Stunning Steve.
What was that?
I'm Stunning Steve.
Anyway, Steve, you could maybe tell the great fans out there some of the great things that the Blondes are doing with this tag team.
Well, I feel like with a partner like Flying Brian, the Hollywood Blondes can go. The Hollywood Blondes can go as. Hey, wake up! The Hollywood Blondes can go as far as they want to in tag team wrestling.
Pardon me, Steve. I believe it's time for my medication. If you could hold on 1 minute, please. Please hold the microphone for me.
Let me do that here. Open up, open up.
Yeah. Thank you very much. Yes, I'm surprised you're wondering about that medication. Well, it's all legally prescribed. And, you know, a little nitro for the Alzheimer's. And I got some vitamin E in there, too. You know what they say, helps keep the old pencil sharp.
I wouldn't know about problems like that, but what I do notice is that the set's the same, but your best friend, your right-hand stooge, well, there's Mr. Stooge right there. I've got to say, Double A, it's a shame that the Nature Boy has to suffer of old age like this, but I've got to say, looking at that body, the last time I saw a body like that, it had an apple stuffed in its mouth, and it was roasting over an open flame. You like the barbecue? Huh? Well, let's see.
Well, they're going at it now, and we expected as much. Arn Anderson, we're almost out of time. Arn Anderson's in it with Steve Austin. Here comes Flying Brian with his cane. He did it with a cane. Fans, we're out of time. We'll see you next week. Here comes Flair. See you next week on TBS.
Eric Bischoff and Larry Zbyszko, as we are just about set to go, and this place is going to erupt when these two men walk through the curtain, and there they are. He is back. The Nature Boy, Ric Flair, and Arn Anderson, members of the Horsemen. This match is 2 out of 3 falls, Jesse. Television time remaining.
Well, you know, they talked about age, and we're caught in a time warp tonight, Tony, because again, 2 out of 3 falls goes back a number of years in the world of professional wrestling.
Ric Flair won his first World Heavyweight title in 1979. I was there when he won in 1983. 9 times he's been the heavyweight champion of the world. He has been a member of the World Tag Team Champions on many occasions. And now his shot once again with Arn Anderson, but they got to go through, there you see the Flair fans here, they got to go through the #1 team in the entire world.
Oh yeah, my favorite tag team personally, the Hollywood Blondes. Stunning Steve and Flying Brian.
The World Tag Team Champions. This was billed as the battle of the decades, meaning the 1990s against the 1980s. It became a World Tag Team title match. Flair and Arn said, let's make it 2 out of 3 falls. We saw on WCW Saturday night a tremendous fight that ensued in the locker room area between these 4 men. And here we go. It is the point of no return. We go to Michael Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the best 2 out of 3 falls. Once again, your referee is Nick Patrick. And now the Clash of Champions continues. This contest is for the Tag Team Heavyweight Championship of the World. So from Norfolk, Virginia, let's get ready to rumble! Introducing first, the challengers, 2 members of the Horsemen. First from Minneapolis, Minnesota, weighing in at 261.5 pounds and wearing the white colors, he's a 4-time tag team champion with 4 different partners. He's a former world television champion who has 10 years of experience as a pro. Ladies and gentlemen, from the legendary Anderson family, introducing the Enforcer, Arn Anderson. And his partner, wearing purple and weighing in at 236 pounds. From Charlotte, North Carolina, we have one of the legends of pro wrestling. In almost 2 decades of competition, he has had over 6,000 matches, making him one of the all-time superstars of the sport. Ladies and gentlemen, presenting the 9-time professional wrestling heavyweight champion of the world, the one, the only Nature Boy, Ric Flair! And their opponents weighing in at a combined 476 pounds, wearing black and silver. They have over 100 title defenses, and they are the self-proclaimed tag team of the 1990s. Ladies and gentlemen, from Hollywood, California, the undisputed tag team heavyweight champions of the world, Flying Brian and Stunning Steve, the Hollywood Blondes.
So here we go.
I'll tell you what, Tony, nobody does it any better on ring introductions than the one, the only Michael Buffer.
Want to remind the fans, this is 2 out of 3 falls. It is television time for the World Tag Title. There's a lot of animosity. There is a tremendous amount of bitterness, bad blood, but now knowing Nature Boy Ric Flair, the consummate pro, and Arn Anderson, they can put it all behind him and focus on becoming World Tag Team Champions.
I think the bad blood lies more with Anderson and Flair, because it was the Blondes who insulted them. It was the Blondes that called him old. I think they called Arn a statue, didn't they?
They've called him
on
everything.
Flair for the gold.
They've called him everything.
And here we go, Flying Brian, one half of the tag champions, against the Enforcer, Arn Anderson, of the legendary Anderson family and the 4 Horsemen. And look at this, Flying Brian doing his mimic of the Nature Boy. And he gets a smile out of the Nature Boy on it.
Ric Flair has been through it all, Jesse. He has been in great title matches.
I don't think you're going to intimidate him.
No, not at all. Back to the corner.
Little Hollywood focus there, little
having a little
lights,
fun.
camera action.
Yeah, he's having fun now. Uh-oh. The fun stops there. Again. Brian got a knee in that time. Oh. Oh. Oh! Anderson had enough of that, and the southpaw digs in.
And Flying Brian wants a timeout. The only problem is this is wrestling. You don't get a timeout, but he thumbed him and then went to the eyes.
How quickly they do change. There's a backhand chop that time. There's a reversal, Anderson. Anderson caught him.
And clotheslined him on the top rope and kicked him in the ribs.
Anderson is looking sharp, isn't he? And he wants Austin, Stunning Steve, on his way in.
Oh, making reference to the belly, called him Fat Boy.
You like that, don't you?
Well, it's kind of humorous, Tony.
You like it when people run other people down. Side headlock.
And Stunning Steve with a quick elbow on the Nature Boy, but a leg sweep by Arn Anderson. There's the tag, and here comes the Nature Boy. Nature Boy's taking care of both of the world champions right now. He grabbed him by the mouth.
Right by the jaw. Well, that's been the biggest part of the Hollywood Blondes lately, their mouth. Flair measures him. He's going after Flying Brian. Arn Anderson working on Stunning Steve in the other corner. And it's mayhem in Norfolk.
And again, let's remind everyone, Tony, this is 2 out of 3 falls. 2 out of 3 falls. This is not a 1-fall matchup. Nature Boy back to the face.
And you get a not so often look right down the throat of Stunning Steve, but he goes right to the eyes.
Well, he had to do something. Nature Boy Ric Flair had everything going his way. Stunning Steve out on the floor. Flying Brian staggering around. No, he's back on the apron now. Austin taking his time outside the ring, trying to get his bearings back, Tony.
Along with Paul Roma, Flair and Arn make up the Horsemen. And look at this. Austin back in, pounding away at Flair, who gets the advantage again on top. Sends Austin back in.
The big chop, the big right hand. And now into Anderson's knee in the corner. Stunning Steve trying to take a timeout. It ain't gonna work.
This animosity all began on an edition of a Flair for the Gold, when the guest of Ric Flair were the Hollywood Blondes, and he talked about the unkind things they said about Anderson and Flair. And then right here on TBS, their rendition of a Flair for the Old, the mockery of Nature Boy Ric Flair. And now it has transpired into Flair's first return for the World Tag Team Championship, but Anderson now.
Let's remember something though, Tony. Flair and Anderson don't have age on their side. The longer the match goes, I think the advantage will shift to the Blondes. But right now, Stunning Steve's got to make a tag. He's hurting.
And see, I would disagree. Ric Flair has been known as probably the finest conditioned athlete the sport has ever seen. The longer it goes, the stronger he gets.
That was the old days, Tony.
No, it wasn't that. That is now.
How can you say it's now when it's his first time back in the ring?
Because he's in the greatest shape of his life. Got his brand new gym in Charlotte, North Carolina. Always in immaculate condition.
And what's that called? Flair for the Golds?
That's close. Arn Anderson sent in. And there it is, the towel comes into play. Hanged Anderson with the towel.
Well, Flying Brian took some heavies there, but he got the damage done on Arn Anderson. The tide has shifted now, Tony.
What do you think you're doing? You're choking.
And back to the towel, you can see Flying Brian. He's got it around the neck of Arn Anderson. Nature Boy too late in getting over there.
Arn Anderson, who was a World Tag Team Champion with, as Michael Buffer told us, 4 different opponents. One of them here tonight, the living legend Larry Zbyszko. But Anderson, a member of the Anderson family, and a cousin of that Anderson family, is the Nature Boy Ric Flair. So more than just close friends, team partners, they are family. And Arn Anderson, the enforcer, getting unloaded on by Flying Brian now.
Well, you can see Anderson slowed down a lot, Tony. Maybe the arthritis is bothering him a little.
What arthritis? You reading some medical report that I'm not?
No. You know, don't old people get that?
But he's not old, Jesse.
Oh.
A knee. The back. And you're right inside of the action. 2 out of 3 falls live at the Clash of the Champions for the World Tag Team Championship.
I guess you'd have to say about Flair and Arn, they're like vintage wine, Tony. Right?
First.
They get better with age.
Absolutely.
But right now, Arn's looking like a bottle of Ripple.
Raked across the forehead. Jesse, would you please?
What, get you one?
No, would you please stay off of this?
What do you prefer, Pagan Pink?
Tag is made, and Anderson is in major trouble with the Blondes.
Oh, yeah. The Blondes got Arn where they want him.
You're seeing the World Tag Team Champions at their best. This fine-oiled machine. Arn continues to fight back, one of his trademarks. And you talk about endurance. You're taking a look at it right now on Arn Anderson. Sheer guts. Anderson, who's not 100%, who's taking the beating, continues to fire back out of desperation, needs to make a tag, and is close.
Whoa, and Stunning Steve. Oh, but he didn't hurt him. Whoa. Anderson caught him with a DDT. Stunning Steve took a little too much time to do some filming of the Nature Boy, and when he spun around, Arn was waiting for him.
Yeah, it was take two time.
Very good, Tony.
Tag is made, and there's Flair. Oh, they nailed it. They got the knee of Anderson right before the tag, and he's out on the floor, and Flair's in against two men.
Well, Flying Brian, the ex-Cincinnati Bengal, knows how to clip somebody, and that's what he did to Arn Anderson on the floor. But right now, it's Nature Boy Ric Flair with the offense. Whoa! Front atomic drop. Stunning Steve into the ring. Nature Boy catches him with an elbow, knocks him out to the floor.
Anderson still on the floor. That knee is hurting. And Flair and Flying Brian now in the ring.
Well, the problem with Anderson, he's had a history of knee trouble. And I think...
Both men now, it's one man against two here. Look at Anderson trying to get up. Flair, forearm. 1, 2, 3.
The first ball is won by Nature Boy Ric Flair over Flying Brian.
We have to take this TV timeout. Flair's looking at Arn. He's hurt. We'll take a break and be back for the next fall on TBS.
Ladies and gentlemen, unbelievable. The winner and new heavyweight.
The bell sounds. During the entire time during the break, Flair was attending to Arn Anderson, who is still trying to walk off that hurt knee. That was a knee that put him out of action the first part of 1993, sent him home. And we have to wonder, the cocky and confident now Hollywood Blondes, even though they're down 1-0, what effects is going to have on the remainder of the match?
Well, all I know is the Blondes got to pick up a fall here. Whoa, Nature Boy reversing. Flying Brian around and gives him a chop of his own, followed by a big right hand and another chop.
Well, they are slapping leather here, man. Flair over the top. Oh, boy, backhand of both men. Flair got the first pinfall, Flying Brian, one more pin, and we're going to have new World Tag Team Champions. Flair hit hard that time. I think his head went off of the mat that time and hit the cement just. And Anderson, who is operating with a bad wheel here. Meanwhile, down on the floor, Austin picks up Flair and a suplex on the mat. Not that much give out there, Jess.
No give out there at all. And Arn Anderson made a mistake there because he tied up the referee and allowed Stunning Steve to do that damage on the Nature Boy on the floor.
What a fight we have seen. We still have potentially 2 falls remaining for the World Tag Team Championship. Flair and Arn, 1 fall, number 1. One more, they will be the World Tag Team Champions. But you gotta wonder, how much of a team is left, because Arn Anderson is hurt and Flair's not looking too good here. But there he goes. Flair in trouble.
Whoa, and Flying Brian rams Flair head first into the railing.
Now Austin. We talked about Flair's resiliency, his ability to come back. It's going to be put to the test right here. Anderson's got a chair, and he's going to take the chair over and clean out house here.
Now he's taking the chair over to make sure no more damage is done to the Nature Boy. Flair's hurting and he's in trouble.
He really is.
And Flying Brian of the Blondes is waiting for him. There's the tag to Stunning Steve.
Flair being double teamed. And
there's the towel.
Again. And an irate Arn Anderson and Flair double team one more time.
It doesn't do Anderson any good to come in the ring. He's better off staying on the apron.
Side of the head.
A superplex off the top. And Nature Boy withering in pain.
Trying to make a tag to Arn Anderson, but cut off by Austin. Got a 2, and Flair got out of that. It wasn't really a lateral press.
Come on, Tony, pick it up a little bit.
Pick it up.
Just because the Hollywood Blondes are winning, you ain't as excited.
Head first. Elbow. Flair hits hard. Into the turnbuckle.
Flying Brian wants a tag, but Stunning Steve decides to hang in there and throw a few shoulders into the midsection of the Nature Boy.
You want to talk about ability, resiliency? You're looking at Ric Flair, who's taken every bit that Austin and Flying Brian have leveled on him and continues to fight back here. He's always said he's the 60-minute man, and he's showing it right here. Oh yeah, the legendary Ric Flair back up again.
Trying to make that tag, but his legs are like rubber right now, Tony. And Stunning Steve, one half of the world champions. Tags Flying Brian, the fresh man, into the ring.
Oh yeah, Flair absorbing those chops. Now sending Brian to the ropes. It's been all Ric Flair in the second fall for his team. Anderson had been hurt during the entire break. Anderson was nursing the hurt knee down on the floor. And now Flair so desperately needs a tag here.
But the problem is, can Anderson's wheel take it if he gets the tag?
Tag, Austin in.
Tag, Arn Anderson.
And now Double A. The fresh man. Oh yeah.
Big back body drop.
Into the ropes. Into the midsection goes Anderson. Back of the neck. Oh, what a match we're seeing. The second fall. Flair and Arn have one fall one. The second fall here. Here it is. Here it is. That's it. Oh, we got a save, or we would have had new World Tag Team Champions.
Ha-ha. Flying Brian in the right place at the right time. And there's the clip.
The clip.
He clipped him again. Sam Weiss style of the Cincinnati Bengals. There's a cover. 1, 2. No.
He got out. Incredible.
But Arn Anderson's knee is gone, Tony.
You may be right here, Jess. And that's exactly what the Hollywood Blondes are homing in at.
Anderson may have to give it up.
Kind of like the Tyrannosaurus Rex in Jurassic Park. When they smell blood, they get wild. And they sense right now that Arn Anderson's hurt. Side of the head.
Anderson fighting his way out of there. Oh, and look at Brian going back to the knee. You know, wrestling's tough enough, but when you only got one wheel out there, it's all, look at that.
Yep.
He can't even go across the ring.
Yep.
Flying Brian tried to Irish whip him. Anderson goes down on his face. He may be incapable of hardly defending himself.
But he's not incapable of kicking out. The ability.
But as the Rolling Stones say, time ain't on their side.
Grabbing on the knee, and Anderson, the referee checking with Anderson as well as counting. Anderson! 2 tremendous desperation move that time, and he's trying to get the flare.
He can't make it though. Stunning Steve holding on. Look at Anderson fighting to get there. You know what's interesting, Tony? Who demanded this to be 2 out of 3? Because if there was one fall, Flair and Anderson would be the champions.
They wanted it. Flair and Anderson wanted the old style. That's how the titles used to be decided. 2 out of 3 falls years ago in this sport.
I'll bet you they're second guessing themselves right now.
No, I wouldn't think so.
I would. They'd be the champions. What are you, nuts?
I'm not nuts.
If there was one fall, they'd be the champs.
Now, the referee asking Arn. He's got a half crab right on that bad wheel, Jess. And extra pressure.
And look at Stunning Steve helping out, and the Nature Boy isn't helping the cause. One fall to none. Nature Boy Ric Flair and Arn Anderson leading 1-0 in the 2 out of 3 fall matchup. Anderson may have to submit. Look at the referee, doesn't see the assistance of Stunning Steve pushing on the head of Flying Brian.
And look at Anderson trying to just do a push-up here to get himself up. Oh, wow, stomping on the leg again. Anderson just needs to roll over to his left and get Flair. Oh, desperation!
Whoa, and he knocked Flying Brian senseless.
Anderson.
He made the move to the wrong corner, though. Tag to Stunning Steve. And Anderson can't make the corner. Driving those knees into the hamstring. And a smart move by the champions right there. Drag Arn Anderson back to the ring. It'll take him all day to reach Flair now.
Oh, on the leg again. Back of the neck. Snap bear, Flying Brian in. And the Blondes down 1 fall to none.
Oh!
Anderson got the leg up to the face.
Can he make the tag? If he don't make it this time, Tony, I believe it's over. Tag Flair!
Ric Flair! Maybe on the verge of becoming a World Tag Team Champion again in his career. Sending Austin in. Brian over the top. The referee didn't see it.
That's a disqualification.
You're right again, but the referee didn't see it, so the match continues.
I think he conveniently didn't see it. How could he miss that?
Pick it up and trying to dump Austin. Flair could be. He got it. And now, the fans sensing it. Barry Windham is on his way to the ring. The figure 4. The figure 4. The referee's calling for the bell.
Now what happened? Did Austin submit, or did Barry Windham get him disqualified?
I have no idea what's going on here.
The bout is concluded because of disqualification. Flair and Anderson are the winners. The title does not change hands.
Here comes Roma, the other horseman, the newest horseman. Paul Roma in street clothes has jumped into the ring.
Incredible! This match is over because of Windham's interference. And Windham is still on Ric Flair. They cannot pull him off. Flair's hurt. The sneak attack by Barry Windham, and Ric Flair is hurt.
And so is Arn Anderson hurt. Ric Flair down on the mat. Arn Anderson, his partner, there with him. The Hollywood Blondes retain the World Tag Team title as a result of a disqualification and Barry Windham's interference.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest, live from the Mall of America, is set for one fall. Introducing first, from Tokyo, representing New Japan Pro Wrestling, one of Japan's most popular wrestlers, Jushin Thunder Liger!
All right, and away we go. We are kicking things off right. So much going on here in World Championship Wrestling, WCW, where the big boys play.
And ladies and gentlemen, his opponent from Hollywood, California, weighing 236 pounds.
I hope he didn't bring his Ginsu knife with him. That's illegal in this league, isn't it?
Absolutely illegal indeed. And he's got one tough opponent in Flying Brian. Flying Brian, an aerial artist. This should be a classic matchup. These two men have met before in some of the most exciting competition ever witnessed. Jushin Thunder Liger, high-flying aerial attack himself, but let's keep in mind, Bobby the Brain Heenan, this man has come off a severe injury. He's only been back in action for about 4 weeks, coming off a broken leg. He was out for almost a year, Bobby.
Well, those high-flying moves he does, he'll break a leg doing that, or a back. I wouldn't be surprised if he comes off one of the escalators here. If he goes up the down escalator, the man's a tremendous athlete. And if you want to stay on the mat and wrestle him, that's fine. If you want to stand toe-to-toe with this man, that's fine. You want to go upstairs? Look at this. Look at the
did you
move.
see that cartwheel kick right to the earlobe? He hit him right below the ear, Steve.
That's what I've been talking about. These magnificent athletes with these magnificent moves is why people should be watching the WCW, baby.
It doesn't get any better than this, and let me tell you, we've got a lot of action coming your way, some great surprises, and a whole lot of fun. WCW, where the big boys play, and look at that move. 1, 2.
My goodness.
He can fly. Jushin Thunder Liger, and he looks like he is at the top of his game.
Even Bobby the Stain over there has to be impressed with those kind of moves.
Bobby the Brain Heenan, of course, here with us. So many fans here, a lot of talk around Minneapolis, St. Paul about this tremendous broadcast coming your way. And we've got a whole lot of information for you. We'll be bringing it to you throughout the hour. Brian Pillman now. Defensive move, head takeover. And he takes Liger down.
Oh, he whipped him from Bloomingdale's to Macy's and back.
Jushin Liger in trouble. He's in the corner. Flying Brian Pillman. Reverse knife hand attacks to the top of the chest. Irish whip, and then a reversal by Jushin Liger.
Oh, man! I hope he don't make him swallow that mask. It might stick in his throat on the way down. Well, he didn't get him good on that move. Not as good as he would have liked to.
Covered by Brian Pillman. 1, 2, and the referee in position. And what a way to kick off the hottest hour of wrestling action anywhere.
Every Monday it'll be like this.
Every Monday coming your way live.
Is Bronco going to be with us every Monday?
I'm sorry? You want to repeat that?
The football, Mr.
Steve McMichael.
McMichael,
yes. He will be. Hold it. 1, 2. Pillman, that was close.
Oh, I was a Chicago Bear over there, Bobby Hernia. Oh, we're going to start this now. Name calling. We're going to resort to that now. Okay.
Brian Pillman with an Irish whip, then it was reversed by Jushin Liger. Jushin Liger drops down. Nice drop to hold takedown. Liger now, and this is something that you would have expected to see out of Pillman. Jushin Thunder Liger going for the reverse surfboard. This is a submission hold. Liger does it better than anybody else in the world. He has got his man right where he wants him. This could be a devastating loss. Brian Pillman. Pillman in trouble as this crowd erupts.
How will he get out of that move? Give up. That's the best way.
Referee's in position, checking for the submission. And now, Jushin Liger working over Brian Pillman. So much pressure on the back, the lower back. And now he's got the reverse face lock on, compounding the pressure and the pain.
Bobby, you've got to admit you've never seen better surfing at the beach back when you didn't have that 40 pounds of extra weight around your belt. I don't surf. I have someone do it for me.
Oh, good one, Bobby. Irish whip now. Liger on the offense. Another head scissors takeover, and I think that Pillman's having a hard time with that head scissors takeover tonight.
Oh, he hit.
That's a maneuver. Pillman's in trouble. Pillman down on the mat. And and another kick right to the head.
You notice he's still favoring that leg, though. He's not as crisp with those moves as he usually is. I noticed that when he fell 10 feet to the concrete.
Yeah, hard to tell a guy that just probably about 30 miles an hour hit the concrete that he wasn't very crisp. I don't think I'm going to tell him.
Well, I'll tell him that. There's no trouble with that.
Jushin Thunder Liger, one of the many great Japanese athletes that are going to be making their way here to WCW. So much new, exciting competition coming to WCW. Make no mistake about it, this is where the best live. And each and every week you're going to have the chance to see it here on TNT. And Brian Pillman launches an aerial attack of his own.
That's it, kid. That's it, kid. Give it to him. Give it to him the way he wants it.
You're used to sitting on the bench cheering, aren't you? I mean, you like it, don't you? I'm not knocking you, but you know what I mean.
As long as the offense is on the field, I've got no problems with it. Bobby the Stain.
Oh!
Nice cover move by Jushin Liger. Liger using his head. Now both men up, both men looking for a tactical advantage here, but it is indeed Jushin Liger off the top rope. And Pillman's in trouble. Pillman is in serious trouble.
He's not getting out of this.
Wow.
You don't get any closer.
Wow. That was about a 2.95.
How many athletes is Bobby going to underestimate tonight, fans? We'll see.
Well, I don't underestimate people. I'm a broadcast journalist. I just call the action.
Oh! And again, we see this out of Pillman. He hooks a leg.
He's got him.
Kick out. We've seen that out of Pillman before, and I'll tell you what, it's very unique. A drop kick, a jump drop kick like that is generally an offensive maneuver. Brian Pillman executing it as a defensive move. Very high risk, but equally effective.
He drop kicked him with his legs shooting up as the man was coming down. Very hard to do.
Hard to do. Timing is critical in that move. And we've got the power bomb. And Jushin Liger has Pillman one.
He got him. No.
These are some superb athletes, I'm telling you.
And you're going to see a lot more of it later on. You're going to see the Nature Boy Ric Flair and Sting. And as we announced, the WCW World Heavyweight Champion Hulk Hogan will face Big Bubba in the main event. Gosh! Oh my gosh!
He's out.
He can't kick out of that.
He
did.
And that's without pads or a helmet, McMichaels.
You would know a lot about that, wouldn't you, Bobby?
I never cared to play football. I'd rather own the team.
I'll tell you what, this is incredible action. Liger hit the deck so hard himself, I thought he was going to knock himself out, but it was Pillman who took the brunt of the force. And now Brian Pillman trying to fight his way off that top turnbuckle. He looks for some offense. Tremendous move by Brian Pillman. What a match. Hooks the leg. 1, 2.
He just DDT'd that man off the second rope, and the man kicked out.
Both of these athletes so equally matched. Their styles complementary.
I think that man's got some pads in that mask.
Standing switch.
He got him.
He's got him. He did.
Ladies and gentlemen, here is your winner,
A tremendous victory for Flying Brian. A tremendous matchup between two skilled athletes. And here you see Brian Pillman.
There you go.
Oh, isn't that nice?
That's the kind of sportsmanship we all need to see.
Oh, yeah, you know a lot about sportsmanship. You never held on a player.
Flying Brian here in this opening bout. The most important of matches in this young man's career, because in the opening bout here, as you know, fans, one of the great feature events will have Flying Brian and Johnny B. Bad collide. Yes, they are friends. Yes, they know each other quite well, but a lot is on the line here as we await the arrival of the Bad Man. I tell you, Brain, we have a capacity crowd on hand. As you said, the mother of all wars later on in this arena will collide when they drop the cage for War Games, the match beyond.
And still to come, Ric Flair against his longtime best friend. The match we never thought we'd see, that everybody always wanted to see, against the Enforcer, Arn Anderson.
Oh, they love Johnny B. Bad in Nashville, North Carolina.
Mary B, she'd have to beg.
And I know they love him across the world. We are set for our first bout. The combatants are in the ring, as you can plainly see, and right now, we send you to our ring announcer for the opening bout. Here is, there goes a frisbee, Michael Buffer.
Well, this town hasn't been the same since they heard that WCW was on its way here. close to Mayberry, isn't it?
That's nowhere near Mayberry.
Everyone's dressed like Aunt B.
All right, Michael Buffer is in the ring now. I guess Johnny B. Bad is finished, or is it?
I'll tell you, he better not concentrate on making these people yell. He better concentrate on Flying Brian.
Well, this is all a part of Johnny B. Bad. It's all a part of what he is about. The fans have come to expect when Johnny B. Bad is in the ring, there's a parade around. Oh, my.
But look at Flying Brian. He is all business. He's not looking across the ring at his friend. He's looking across the ring at a man who's standing in the way of a very, very important opportunity.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome to the WCW Fall Brawl right here in Asheville, North Carolina. Let's begin with a special WCW United States Heavyweight Championship Challenger elimination match. The winner of this match will be the mandatory opponent for the WCW US Heavyweight Champion, the one and only Sting. This is a one-fall match with a 20-minute time limit. Your referee assigned is Nick Patrick. Introducing first, ladies and gentlemen, wearing black and white and weighing in at 226 3/4 pounds. He's no stranger to championship competition, as he was part of the former World Tag Team Champion Hollywood Blondes. Ladies and gentlemen, from Hollywood, California, he is Flying Brian.
Interesting that they are more in favor of Johnny B. Bad here.
And his opponent from Macon, Georgia, wearing red, white, and gold, weighing 238 1/2 pounds, a former boxing Gold Glove champion, a former WCW World Television champion. He's a bad man, presenting Johnny B. Bad.
Tell you, no question who the favorite is here for the fans in the Asheville Civic Center. They are jammed to the rafters, as you can see, high above the battleground. That will lower on these two rings. The bell sounds, one fall, 20 minutes. The winner to meet Sting for the United States Heavyweight Championship.
You know, and Sting's got a lot on his mind tonight because he's going to be in this cage fighting the Dungeon of Doom. But he's also got to think, one of these men are my friends, and I'm going to have to meet them.
I do understand that U.S. title match is scheduled at this time for a week from Saturday on WCW Saturday night. So that'll be the 30th of September on Saturday night, where Sting will face either Bad or Flying Brian. Good duck behind by Flying Brian. Waistlock. Bad attempting a standing switch here and executes one nicely.
What they're doing right now is they're feeling each other out. They want to see what each other is all about. But I'll tell you, tempers are going to flare in this one because there's a lot at stake.
Well, if you'll recall, it wasn't too long ago. There's a good reversal. As a matter of fact, last night at the end of, whoa, great hip toss by Flying Brian. At the end of WCW Saturday night, Johnny B. Bad came out congratulating Flying Brian on a great win, but said that tomorrow night it would all change. So yeah, they're getting hotter in their collar already, but both men are very tentative. They are not going at it early in this match with reckless abandon, and that's important.
Well, I think they're waiting to see which of the first one's going to pull hair. Who's going to be the first one to throw the punch? Who's going to be the first one to put the boots to the other? That's what they're waiting for. I wouldn't wait. I'd start right off putting the boots to one of them.
Flying over the top, Johnny B. Bad, great drop. Leapfrog maneuver. Rolled underneath that one by Flying Brian. They both try to drop kick and both back up.
Now look at this. They're not rushing into each other right here. Look at the eyes on Johnny. He's concentrating now. He's gotten all the glitter and gold off himself and all the shine and all the lights and all the camera and all the action. Now he's got to produce.
Tell you, Brian has this strange look on his face. I don't know what it is. He usually smiles and he usually gives fans high fives, but he was very determined. He was determined that way earlier here in the day in Asheville. Was not very talkative. I guess he's really concentrating on what is before him. And Johnny B. Bad right now with a great counter move that time. And Brian trying to slow things up by sinking back into a neutral corner.
Well, they say that when Flying Brian played pro football for the Cincinnati Bengals, he was the same way. He wouldn't talk sometimes 3-4 days before a football game. Probably couldn't, had no teeth.
Full arm dragon twist as Flying Brian is down on his knees. Fans, we have War Games, the match beyond. And yes, as Mean Gene said to Hulk Hogan on their main event pre-game countdown program, that the Giant obviously is here somewhere. Great move by Flying Brian.
Oh, you know he's here somewhere. I saw the footprints out back. I thought it was a Yeti.
Side headlock takeover. No question, the Giant is here, and no question, the cage will lower. Plus, these fans have been on pins and needles. They have been on the edge of their seats. All they can talk about is the match we never thought we would see. The Nature Boy Ric Flair and Arn Anderson, for the first time ever in pro wrestling history, the closest of friends will battle later on in this ring here in Asheville.
Well, they both have separate dressing rooms in the back, and there's a lot of security between both of them. Well, with my press pass, I went back there. I couldn't even get in. They're not granting interviews to anybody. I was going to give one last-ditch effort. Come on, guys, talk it out.
1, 2, got a 2 count that time.
You know, you can work out anything unless one guy's a jerk.
What do you want, to stop the match?
No, I don't want to see two friends fight. I like them both. Of course, I do think Flair has gone overboard a little bit. Maybe he should apologize first.
One fall, 20-minute match. Nick Patrick, of course, looking in here. Both wrestlers, as we said earlier, very tentative. They know how much is at stake. One costly mistake, and the chance of getting the U.S. title could slip a man by for a good 6 months to a year. And that costs you money in this sport, as you know.
Let me ask you a question. Who do you think Sting would rather wrestle?
I think Sting would rather wrestle Johnny B. Bad.
Why?
One, I think he knows more about Johnny B. Bad. He's trained him. He knows a lot about the youngsters. As a matter of fact, Johnny B. Bad, in his formative years, which wasn't that long ago, fans, as you know, turned to Sting, relied on Sting, trained with him. So he knows a lot about him.
So Sting trained this man?
Yes.
So basically, Johnny B. Bad is Sting's pet?
No, that's not
like
it.
a Cocker Spaniel or something.
No, that's wrong.
Can he retrieve and fetch? And
I don't know.
Have you ever rubbed his stomach and had him roll
Would
over?
you stop a drop toe hold? Flying Brian rolls him up.
Good move.
1, 2. Johnny B. Bad barely got out of that. It was close to the end of the match.
And if you don't watch yourself, you can wind up pinning yourself in a move like that.
That's right. Snapmare takeover. Flying Brian with a reverse chin lock.
I think he'd rather wrestle Pillman. Sting.
Why is that?
Well, because I think he has a little more feeling for Johnny B. Bad.
Take a look at that one, would you?
Bobby the Brain Heenan for president.
Did you write that, or did you have that design and give it to that fan?
No, those are all his own crayons. He's the mayor of Asheville, that man right there.
Yeah. That youngster takes enough time to put a sign out in your honor, and you got to rip him apart.
Didn't rip him apart.
You ripped him apart.
Does he want me to be president? Make
elbow
give me a donation.
Yeah, you need money, don't you? Into the corner. Oh, great flying head scissors. Flying Brian living up to his name. Rolls him up. 1, 2.
He got him.
Did not.
Well, that's who's going to win the match. The luckiest man in this one. Because I know they both train. They're both dedicated athletes. They're both focused on this match because they know what's ahead for them. And it's going to be the man who shows the most luck, the man who has the most luck, who wins the lotto here. Because they're very even, unless Johnny wants to resort to his old sucker punch.
Nick Patrick checking closely in with Johnny B. Bad. This has been a very physical matchup between these two. A lot of counter moves, counter holds, but the good thing about it is, even though it's been a physical wrestling match with holds. And this is what we're all about, fans. World Championship Wrestling, why we are #1, because of our combatants in the ring, because of our athletes. The greatest competitors in the world wrestle right here in World Championship Wrestling.
And not only that, Tony, after this 3 great hours of pay-per-view wrestling here at WCW Fall Brawl, he's got him right after that, tomorrow night, 9 p.m. Eastern, Monday.
Nitro.
Nitro is right.
You're exactly right, on TNT.
Live. From where? The Band-Aid capital of the world.
From Johnson's, from the eastern part of the great state of Tennessee. As a matter of fact, as we said, Nitro travels all over the world, all over the country.
So we're going to Johnson & Johnson, Tennessee, right?
Wrong again, Brain.
It's close.
A good look at this capacity crowd. This is, you fans who've been following wrestling all over the United States know that Asheville, North Carolina, one of the great wrestling cities. And this is why the Ric Flair match against Arn Anderson, so much anticipation, because both men certainly own their wrestling skills right here in Asheville, North Carolina. One of their
they're legends
hometown.
here.
Yes, they are. Johnny B. Bad works on that side headlock on Flying Brian. You know, we talked about the greatest wrestlers in the world right here that you see each and every week in World Championship Wrestling. In the weeks to come, more new stars from all around the world, more new surprises coming your way.
Oh!
Great backbreaker. They are all coming to World Championship Wrestling from all points. Here's a cover from Flying Brian. Hooked a near leg, and he got a 2 count.
That's a very nonchalant cover. He's got to hook the tights or his leg or bang his head down one good time on the mat just to ring his bell.
You know, a lot of the wrestlers, when they have a lateral press, will hook a far leg, the leg furthest away, get him in added leverage. That time, Flying Brian had the near leg, and that may have cost him that time. But right now, into a Boston Crab, Flying Brian trying to get Johnny B. Bad to submit.
Well, they may be doing too much thinking. They may be trying to think 2-3 moves ahead. I would just play it by ear, gentlemen. I wouldn't try to outsmart the man that much. Because you both know each other. You both know what you're about.
Hey, Flying Brian dropped the hold. He dropped the hold, and now
there's the punch.
There's your punch. Flying Brian got out of a wrestling hold and went to a clenched fist punch to the face, and now pulls him by the hair.
He's a dead man now. Get off his hair.
Brian's just had enough. He's frustrated with himself. Oh.
Johnny B. Bad is obviously injured here. Flying Brian now with the high impact blows into the ropes. A pickup and a great move.
He might have
Johnny
him.
B. Bad got a 2 and only a 2 count.
That was close. Now, I wouldn't go for the leg here. I mean, he's got the wind knocked out of Flying Brian. He's got him grounded.
Keep
I'd
pounding
stay
away.
on him. Pound away on that lower back area and the rib cage. Stay on him there. He's got time now to get his wind back.
What you have to realize, fans, because of how young these two men are, they have been wrestling for a number of years, both men, and they are very young, but they are still veterans. So they can go a long time. This 20 minutes is nothing to them.
No.
They can pound away. They can take punishment. And I believe that Johnny B. Bad realizes that you can pound away on Flying Brian, but he is so resilient that he can continue to come back on that.
That's from great conditioning.
Look at that, almost into a surfboard type maneuver. As he ties up the arms and the legs of Flying Brian into a submission type hold.
Are those Flying Brian's feet or Johnny's?
They're Johnny's feet. Hooked underneath the shoulders.
God, how do you do that to the man?
Well, there's a good look from director Craig Leathers, pulling on the arms and back and just riding on the lower legs, the calves of Flying Brian. He's into the ropes. You see the other ring, of course. Later on, the double cage will drop, and the Hulkamaniacs and the Dungeon of Doom will battle in both rings. There's a push, and Flying Brian. Johnny B. Bad showing a lot of temper now.
He's ready to go, and he will go with you.
Flying Brian back into the corner with Bad. A back elbow found its mark into the temple area. And the fans are starting to boo Flying Brian here.
Because he took the first shot. That's smart. If he takes the first shot, usually the one who gets the first shot and wins a fight.
Sliding the head across and that is it's an old Anderson tactic. If fans here know that one. Use the man's head and slide it in that hard rubber top turn buckle or the top rope.
Rubble. You're starting to talk like Dusty Rhodes now. Clubber, rubble.
Sorry. And now Johnny B. Bad. He is really letting his temper get the best of him. Flying Brian. Johnny B. Bad's after him, or is it?
I'll tell you something. Johnny B. Bad threw more punches right there than you saw McNeely throw in his fight with Tyson.
Fans want Flying Brian. They're kind of irate at this man. They want to get back in the ring and go at it. Johnny B. Bad calmly waiting on him.
I mean, there's so much at stake here.
Wait a minute. He's not going to shake his hand now. Flying Brian wants a handshake.
His friendship may be out the window.
As you can see, obviously, Bad got tattooed earlier in the match. And Brian has really used some illegal tactics here. And Johnny B. Bad's not going to go for a handshake. I would dare say that regardless of what happens in the match, this friendship may be broken up.
Well, you know, a year ago, Johnny B. Bad would have shook the hand. He's gotten smarter to it by now. But then again, maybe Flying Brian just wanted to shake his hand.
He dumped him out.
You have to give people the benefit of the doubt, Tony. You can't be rude and pessimistic.
Yeah, boy, that's a lesson you could learn.
Well, I don't need that kind of knowledge. Now he's biting. You're not going to beat the man biting him.
I would agree to that.
You got to get him in that ring. You got to get him in a compromising position. Get the wind out of him. Get him where he can't get you. Get him hurt. I'd be working on that left hand so he could never throw it. That's what I'd go for.
Johnny B. Bad comes in with a great maneuver.
He may have him here.
And now with a lateral press, and a far leg is hooked, and it's a...
Did he get him?
No, it's a 2 count.
You don't get any closer than that.
You're right about that, and he counters now with hooking the foot on the hand of Flying Brian.
See, I'd still go for that left hand of Johnny B. Bad. I'd put it in the turnbuckle. I'd twist those fingers. I'd have that stuff popping like breakfast cereal.
Here's a reminder, you can talk live to the WCW Superstars backstage during this entire telecast on the WCW Wrestling Hotline on Option 2. Right now, Mike Tenay is back there, and we will have pre-match and post-match interviews where you can call and talk to all of our stars, so give the hotline a call. And now we're checking in on Flying Brian. Johnny B. Bad's got some offense going here, and Flying Brian is in trouble here.
Who do you think's gonna stab Hogan in the back first?
I don't think anyone's gonna stab Hogan in the back.
I think Sting is. I told you that.
I know the world thinks Luger is. I'm not so sure. That time it was the jaw of Johnny B. Bad, I believe, hitting Flying Brian in the face. Both men went down hard.
Talk about being two-faced.
And Nick Patrick executes a 10 count here.
He'll never make it past 2. You know Nick Patrick.
It's Flying Brian up and back down.
And look at, no one has left their seats. No one's getting popcorn. Everybody's watching this match.
They are cheering for Johnny B. Bad to get up. And Johnny B. Bad is up. Here he is, standing and Flying Brian with a headbutt. Put him right back down.
But that took enough out of Flying Brian also.
Oh, what an opening bout. World Championship Wrestling coming to you from Asheville and Fall Brawl. Once again, here's the 10 count. Finally at 6, Flying Brian slowly pulling himself to his feet. He's up, the match continues. Johnny B. Bad very, very slowly getting up as well. And Flying Brian, hey, you gotta give him a lot of credit. He has now followed up with their heads hitting together with a headbutt, face to the turnbuckle, and some high impact blows on the head region.
Johnny's hurt. His bell's been rung. He's not sure where he's at.
He was hurt earlier on in this match. And Johnny B. Bad.
Of course, I've been in Asheville for 2 days. I'm not sure where I'm at.
Yeah, I'm sure you're not. I believe I heard, what was it, a time? Did Michael Butler say 5 minutes remaining?
I don't pay attention to Michael Butler.
You don't pay attention to anyone.
Is that disqualification if he gets him over?
Could be. Yes. Oh! Flying Brian.
He almost hit the edge of that apron with his spine. He almost broke his back right there.
Flying Brian hit hard on the outside, and I think the fact that Johnny B. Bad was on the outside as well prevents a disqualification. Johnny B. Bad.
See, now I don't know if I'd be going for those high impact moves this late in the match. Plus, you're not going to beat the man on the floor. You can't beat him on the floor. Now you got to get him back in there and work on him some more, and then go for the cover or the submission. Nothing's going to happen on the floor except you could get hurt too.
Well, I think Johnny B. Bad has had a little resurgence here, a little second win, if you will. He is up on top, and he gets drop kicked right in the chin.
Now Brian's got to get up, and he's got to get on top of him. But I'm not sure he knows where he's at.
That was an incredible move and great timing on Flying Brian, who lays on him and gets a 2 only. 2 count. Wow. We are getting down to the waning moments of this match, and I'm not so sure how much time is left. 3 minutes is what I understand. He stopped him, he picked him up and powerbombed him, and now he's got him 1, 2, and...
No, you didn't get him.
2 count only. A 2 count only. What a way to open up Fall Brawl 1995.
And the winner of this match gets the United States champion Sting. If there's anything left of him after War Games.
Up. 3.
That's it. That's it. Go to your room.
1, 2, and he got out of
No. I didn't think he'd kick out of that one.
Okay, we do understand we are now under 3 minutes. And each man scrambling now. It's been a grueling matchup.
I'm not sure they're aware of the time,
Over around 18 minutes worth now, and they're giving it their all. Flying Brian is going to try his move, and it didn't work.
Johnny B. Bad saw it coming, pushed him off, hooked the far leg, and he got it.
No, he didn't.
You saw Nick Patrick. It was inches away from a win from Johnny B. Bad.
Now's when I'd use that left hand and knock him out.
And I'm not so sure Johnny B. Bad realizes the time.
He doesn't.
I think you saw Flying Brian ask the referee how much time was left.
I'm not sure Johnny B. Bad can tell time either.
Well,
2 minutes.
There you hear it, 2 minutes from Michael Buffer. And Bad now maybe wants to try the bad mood or the bad day or the tutti frutti or maybe a Russian leg sweep.
That's a submission, but he's got less than 120 seconds.
A Russian leg sweep into a submission hold. I've never seen that, but he's got it hooked on, pushing the leg. It's a very strong muscle, as you know, up against the neck and the head. And Johnny B. Bad, as Nick Patrick checks in, still not giving up here.
What time do we have? How much time do we have?
We have less than 2. Settle down. And now hooking through the arm. Boy, you have 2 men in immaculate shape here.
And they want it bad.
Yes, they do. 2 men who have really pushed it to the limit in the gymnasium, working out, preparing, and training to try to get a shot at Sting's U.S. title. At the 1 minute mark now, they now have to kick it into high gear for the last 60 seconds.
Less than 60 seconds.
Of this contenders match. The winner to get Sting, the loser, maybe another day.
Well, Flying Brian, he got him. Is he out? He's out.
Now we're gonna find out on this one. He's not out. Johnny B. Bad mounting a last-ditch comeback now. Can he do it? Scrambling.
Coming up on 30 seconds.
30 seconds.
We are at 30 seconds now. Into the ropes. Johnny B. Bad. Head first to Flying Brian. He got him. He got him with the Tutti Frutti 1, 2. He is underneath the ropes. He is underneath the ropes. It was only a 2 that time. At the 15-second mark.
10, 9,
Flying up top.
7.
He covers it. 6, 2, and Bad's out.
He won't get him. A draw.
We're gonna have a draw.
What does that mean? This thing fights them both?
That is it. The bell has sounded.
Now what's the decision on
20 minutes
this?
has expired.
The time limit
20
has expired.
minutes has expired.
Hang on a second. What are we gonna do here? Who's gonna wrestle Sting? Nick Patrick is talking.
In this match. Even though the time limit has run out, the match must continue. The board of directors, yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention please. Referee Nick Patrick has been authorized to go to a sudden death. The WCW Board of Directors must have a winner for the mandatory challenger. We go to sudden death overtime.
I never heard of this before.
How about that?
First things happen. First time I've ever heard that happen in wrestling.
It's sudden death. We must have a winner between Flying Brian and Johnny B. Bad. And remember, the winner of the match will go on to face Sting. As you heard Michael Buffer say, we have to have a challenger for Sting in the U.S. title.
So how long do they have?
They have sudden death, which means you play until it's over, okay?
Well, they could be here on Nitro then tomorrow.
That's right.
I've got to shave sometime.
We sure do. Flying Brian, waiting, chapped him as he was coming through. He lured him on the outside. Into the chest.
They're going for the bank now.
We've got a Donnybrook on the outside, and now, watch out, using the safety rail. Johnny B. Bad tried to put the brakes on there.
And that's that left shoulder.
That's right, that is that left shoulder.
Good move by Flying Brian.
Remember, take out the left shoulder, take out the left hand punch. Rolls him back in.
And you're taking out the thing that could beat you. That man's left hand, that left punch.
Flying Brian up on top. High risk maneuver here.
Again.
Both men attempting a drop kick, and neither man hitting pay dirt. All right, once again for the 3rd time in this match, a 10 count administered by Nick Patrick. Got to give both men a lot of credit. They have really, as the old cliche goes, pushed the envelope on this one. They've tried high-risk maneuvers. They've tried submission holds. They've tried everything to win. Neither man giving an inch.
They didn't try the one thing that could get them victory.
To cheat, right?
A pipe wrench.
Right. They've given it their all here and now. Bad into the ropes. Sleeper is up. And this late in this match, this could be very, very effective.
I hear Z's. I hear someone snoring.
He's got it clenched on, and the knees are buckling, and Bad's going back. Bryan better roll out of that. He did. He had his shoulders down, did Flying Bryan. The referee asking, the referee checking to see if that's a chokehold. It is not. It is below the chin. It is on tight, and Johnny B. Bad's going out again.
But Johnny B. Bad is sweating so much, I don't think he can hook it on him as tight as he should to put him out, as quick as he should.
That's a good point. Bad, you see his eyes are open. He is to the ropes. That gets the break. He's trying to fight from his knees, but Bryan will not let him get up. Finally, he's up. Oh, what a match. He sends him into the ropes, and he's got a sleeper hold on Flying Bryan.
It's time for night-night for Mr. Pillman now.
It is sudden death.
See, Johnny,
Bryan with a great belly back counter out of the sleeper hold.
there was so much sweat on Johnny B. Bad's arms, he couldn't keep that sleeper on Pillman.
Well, both men are going at it. This is what it's all about in World Championship Wrestling. That athletic competition, one-on-one or two-on-two.
It's the money, the money.
Or in the case of later on, it's war, 4-on-4.
Maybe not. Maybe it'll be 5-on-3. Could be. Maybe they'll all jump Hogan.
Something's up.
Whoa-oh.
Wow, now what was that for? Late in this match?
Wakes you up.
Why would you try that? Nevertheless, Flying Bryan getting a little bit cocky here in the early moments of sudden death. He shrugged him off. Flying Bryan hit hard and Bad over the top. He's got him. One, two. Did he get him or not? He did not. He did not get him. As a matter of fact, as he rolled out of the way, Flying Bryan hit the arm of Nick Patrick coming down, stopping the count.
You couldn't have got a paint job between his hand and that mat. I thought it was over.
He's trying to powerbomb again, and Flying Bryan reverses it.
He drove his head right into that mat.
Two, and
where do they get it?
how many times
Look
have
at Flying. Look at Flying Bryan. What can I do with this man?
It's got to be a match of frustration for both men because they have tried everything. You know, they've trained hard, like we said. They've worked hard. They've thought about this match. They've given it their all, but only one man, as Nick Patrick said, will be able to walk away. We must have a winner in this opening bout. And a crucifix is on. Flying Bryan. Oh! Johnny B. Bad countered it. One, two.
No!
Did it go down or not?
He counted
down. It did not go down. It was a 2 count.
His hand went down, but the shoulder was up, and he realized it's a 2 count.
Thank you, Mr. Head of Referees.
Don't mention it, Mr. Schiavone.
Wow, this one will get you out of breath. Fans watching with us here.
I told you it's going to be the one who's the luckiest.
It could be.
They've tried it all.
Sometimes it takes a lucky break. Oh, it's a bad day for Flying Bryan. That's it.
He's not getting up out of this one. Did he? Did he?
He got the shoulder up.
I don't believe this.
He got the shoulder up. Wow. We are loving this, and we know you are at home.
This is wrestling.
Picked him up. This is why WCW proved it last Monday, and we're proving it here, why we're #1 in the world. Flying Bryan with his DDT from the middle turnbuckle. Now he has a shot at winning this. And a lateral press. Hooking a far leg. He didn't get it. He did not get it.
It's going to come down to luck because they've done everything. They pulled out the kitchen sink. They've been on the floor. They've been in the air. They've been off the top ropes. They pile drive each other. They backbreakered each other. Name it. They've done it. They've had sleepers on each other, but they keep going for those high-risk moves.
Flying Bryan is up top and Johnny B. Bad. I don't know if he meant to do that or not. But
Of course he did.
As he fell up against the ropes, that foiled Flying Bryan's attempt to fly high. Now they're battling on the outside. What's he gonna do? What's he gonna do?
Oh my goodness!
I think maybe Flying Bryan's teeth ended up in the front row somewhere.
Now he's going to look like everybody else here in Asheville and Johnson City. Toothless.
It's time for the bad move. Here he comes. He's called for it. He wants it. Here it is! Oh! He got him. He landed on the shoulder of Flying Brian.
He's out. He is out cold. Get him back in there. It's the only way you're going to pin him. You can't pin him on the floor. And that's dead weight. Pillman will never get up after this.
All right, the bad mood is on. Now he needs to put the finishing touches on his move. Called the bad mood. Here it comes. The knee's got up.
We're going to go into double overtime.
Can you believe what we're seeing?
Double sudden death.
Each man has countered each man's best move. 2, and it's not over.
I'm going to send out for some pillows and a bedroll. We're going to be here all night.
We've seen Flying Brian's top rope maneuver. We have seen his middle rope bulldog. We have seen the Tutti Frutti, the bad mood, the bad day, and they are still going at it. The winner to get Sting and the U.S. title shot. Johnny B. Bad finds himself out on the floor.
Are these two guys going to be sore tomorrow?
Well, you're not kidding. Bad trying to regroup on the outside. Here comes Flying Brian.
He didn't get him good. He took the worst of it.
I think you're right. He had to jump across those steel steps, as you see at the feet of Nick Patrick. He had to collide with Johnny B. Bad. I think he missed, and I think he hit chest first.
To even try something like that shows you, Schiavone, how bad they want it.
That's right.
How bad Flying Brian wants that title match with Sting, if there's anything left of Sting.
It's what you call going for broke. Both men have done that so far. And remember, this is only the opening bout at Fall Brawl.
When's the last time you heard an opening bout any place in the world where the people are standing, stomping their feet, and are this focused on a match like this?
Well, they've given it their all. Give both men a lot of credit.
Oh!
Once again going for broke, and that may have ended it. He falls in. 1, 2.
No, no, no.
No, I tell you, Johnny B. Bad's feet were underneath the rope. So Nick Patrick stopped the count before the 3. Missed the clothesline. Again, they missed.
Look at the speed, look at the speed.
And they cross. Bad covers 1, 2, 3. Got it.
That's what I said, he's the luckiest.
The winner and now mandatory challenger for the WCW US Championship, Johnny B. Bad.
What an opening bout on Fall Brawl as Johnny B. Bad and Flying Brian go what? 35 minutes or so of great wrestling action.
I love you, Mom.
I love you, Mom. I love you, Mom. I did it, Mom. Who cares about your mom?
All right, here we are, and the Road Warriors are more than ready for their tag team match later on against Lex Luger and Sting. And what we're having right now is a special added match because of the bad blood with the Taskmaster and Flying Brian. It's a combination of a leather strap match and an I Quit match, Dream, to where there'll be a microphone in the ring. When one person says, I respect you, the match is over.
Well, I'm gonna tell you what, this one here is loaded and will be out of hand, my friends.
Dusty, you know what it feels like. It's bad, isn't it, when that strap gets wet and you start getting beat with it and they start ripping it all across your eyes and your mouth and on the bridge of your nose. Nothing like a strap.
No, and there's no place to go when you're strapped together, when you're strapped to another man.
No.
I mean, there's no place to run or hide.
Like a bad divorce.
A bad divorce.
Not a good divorce.
Take a look at Flying Brian. He means business. He is sprinting to the ring. Oh, they are going at it. They are not waiting to get hooked up by a leather strap. Oh, my goodness, they got a fight going on here.
Well, I told you it's just going to be Katie Baldador right here. I don't know how they're going to get them strapped up, but they are really going at it. Whoa, baby.
Flying Brian trying as all he can to whip Kevin Sullivan, who's just hanging on to it.
Kevin Sullivan's chewing his ankle off.
This is a Donnybrook.
Yeah, Donnybrook is right, and he has got that strap, and he is raking him around the eyes. And, oh, man, let me tell you, respect is the name of the game in this one right here at Super Brawl 6.
Ladies and gentlemen, we haven't seen anything like this in a long time. Oh, Sullivan hit right in the jaw. He hit him right in the jaw and almost knocked him out. And now he kicks him into the solar plexus, and they're not even thinking about a leather strap right now. Jimmy Jett has a wireless microphone. And
Yeah, I don't think this is what Aretha Franklin meant.
You, Booker man.
oh, he said, I respect you.
Respect you. And he walked.
And he walked out.
And he walked.
He said, I respect you, and he walked out.
Wow.
So Kevin Sullivan, the Taskmaster, will win it. But I mean, for about 45 seconds, we had the darndest fight we'd ever seen. My goodness, what a crazy one this was. They didn't even get the strap untangled.
Well, the last thing I would want would have Kevin Sullivan picking up a strap and beating me with it. There's nobody tougher than this Taskmaster. The things that go through his mind, the things he comes up with, the tortures he dreams up for people, just the nastiness this man possesses. He is just one tough man.
And you wouldn't believe it by looking at him, but that's the face of a victor. He wanted to get some more lashes in.
Yeah, and I'll tell you something else. This thing is not over. I'm talking about Taskmaster's night still got deals to do. One, Hulk Hogan got to be ready for this.
Wait a minute, Arn Anderson, who is not even scheduled on the card, but
He
you know,
looked like he'd been out on the golf course.
He was on the golf course today with me.
well, you know, when Ric Flair is around, Arn Anderson, the enforcer, is going to be around. So Arn Anderson comes out, and we've got a little problem here. Wait a minute.
Now, Arn's always been the voice of reason here.
Well, I don't know if he's the voice of reason right now.
If he's got a
but
voice,
yes. He's saying you put it on.
Reason would tell me
Yes.
to get out of the ring.
Yes. Oh, yes.
Call a cab or take off on foot. That's what I do.
Wow.
Well, one thing for sure, when Brian Pillman's around, you never know what's going to happen.
All right, it looks like we're going to have a high respect match between
Well,
Arn
it's going to be a
Anderson
little different.
and the Taskmaster.
Yeah, well, Arn Anderson looked like he's going to accept the challenge. We're getting 2 for 1 right here now.
We're getting 2 respect matches for 1.
Well, this is the 19th hole for Arn Anderson. He's already played 18 today, and now a strap match. Just like Jack Nicklaus, huh?
Boy, and he's going to town on him too, man.
Yeah, I tell you
he
what,
is going to town on him, Tony.
You are seeing a man who wasn't even ready to fight and is fighting right now.
Well, that shows you how he feels about the 4 horsemen. He lives and breathes and dies 4 horsemen. And he wants to make an example of Kevin Sullivan, and this is just going to be a fight.
Well, he's got him tied up right here now.
Wow.
He has tied up the Taskmaster. You are seeing what has transpired over the past couple of weeks on WCW Monday Nitro between the Horsemen and the Dungeon of Doom really explode before your eyes here tonight.
Yeah, Tony, and I tell you another thing right here, you know, the Horsemen in a situation tonight where Iron, you know, being the enforcer for the Nature Boy Ric Flair going into that cage later on against the Macho Man Randy Savage, and the Taskmaster trying to get his troops ready to take Hogan out, and now they in the heat of battle right out here, live and in public, if you will, and I guarantee you one thing, this is really pay-per-view television at its best.
Did you see the way he grabbed that strap and just pulled back? Looks like he was trying to jumpstart him.
Is Arn Anderson going to say it or not? Jimmy Jett puts his hand in there and yanks it away. He might get strapped too.
Yeah, he don't want to get in that too close.
Kevin Sullivan screaming, say it.
Neither of these men are going to say it, I'll tell you that. We're going to be here all night.
The top corner.
We are going to be here all night.
You know, you may be right.
They're not going to. Arn's not going to say I respect you. Is Kevin Sullivan going to say that? You can knock all his teeth out, pull his tongue out, tie him in a knot.
Whoa, low blow.
Low blow.
Low blow. If this was boxing, they wouldn't let him get 5 minutes to rest. What'd he say?
He said something or another. If Kevin Sullivan says I respect you, it'll be in a very high-pitched shrill right now.
Whoa, he's got him hooked up right now. Well, what a brutal confrontation we have had from the get-go tonight. From the get-go of this pay-per-view.
Listen in.
How about it, Taskmaster?
Oh, he's enjoying himself. He's never had a better time.
Oh, I think what we got out of that was, oh no. And that's about all. Oh, you're right in with the Taskmaster.
This guy buys his shoes 3 sizes small just so he can make himself miserable.
Arn
Anderson goes over the top.
How does he continue to come back like this? I'm talking about the Taskmaster. I mean, both these guys with so much at stake tonight. And right now, this battle right here.
Anderson.
Oh, here we go.
Anderson said no. Can you imagine if you say no, it means you're going to get slapped around, strapped around some more.
I'd lie. That's what I'd do.
What would you do?
I'd say yes.
Bobby, you would have already said no.
Yeah, I'd have said it during instructions.
Yeah.
But as he left the ring, I'd have choked him with that belt strap, hung him out to dry, beat him with a chair, and run out of the building. I still wouldn't have gotten beat.
This is WCW on pay-per-view. Matches like this only seen on our pay-per-view telecast.
And in the yard at San Quentin sometimes.
That's right.
Wow, that's a good point. That is good right there.
They are all tied up now.
Or recess at Bellevue.
For crying out loud.
Oh, this crowd is coming to their feet right
that's
here.
Because Nature Boy Ric Flair is making his way out. Can you believe this?
Wow.
This man has a title match on the line.
I think what he's going to... I think he's going to try to come in here and calm matters down. That's exactly what he's doing. He's calling this off.
Yeah, he don't need this.
You want me to do what? A job for it? I don't think so, Booker, man. I don't think I always end up fighting with the pencil.
And here he comes. You talk about a loose cannon. Brian Pillman. However, JR, Brian Pillman cannot be a happy man. Not tonight.
Well, Brian Pillman, the first thing he's got to consider is how he's going to survive against the toughest SOB in the WWF, Stone Cold Steve Austin, Pillman's former tag team partner when they were known as the Hollywood Blondes. But more importantly, perhaps for Pillman's own safety, is the fact that his teammates, if you will, Neidhart, the Bulldog, and Owen Hart will be unable to assist Pillman because those three men I just mentioned are going to be handcuffed to a ring post.
And yes, let's take it back and show you why, ladies and gentlemen. These three individuals are going to be handcuffed. This is last week now. Bear in mind, once the attack from behind, we thought we were going to have the Pillman-Austin match last week. The Hart attacked and injured Stone Cold Steve Austin. And boy, I'll tell you what, there's no getting away with this. Well, there's no way that these Hart Foundation members are going to be able to interfere. And imagine Bret the Hitman Hart at home watching this live in Calgary, Alberta. He's not a happy camper.
Can't be happy. Nobody can be happy about this if you're a Hart Foundation fan.
Oh, well, no. But if you're Stone Cold Steve Austin, can you imagine what's going through that man's mind right now?
He's got to be licking his chops. This is what he's waited for. This is going to be a butt whipper.
Here he comes.
Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Austin is a big game hunter.
He likes what he sees, all right, JR.
Austin is stalking his prey, and he's got 4 of them to pick from, and Austin owes every one of them a huge score. Every Hart Foundation member has gotten a piece of Stone Cold Steve Austin, and we have documented it right here on Raw. Austin's knee is still very sore from last week's attack.
And here we go.
Let's fight.
Stone Cold Steve Austin and Brian Pillman going at it, and it's Stone Cold pouring it on. Off the rope and
Inverted atomic drop on the loose cannon. And thanks to Steve Austin, Pillman's never going to be called Flying Brian anymore.
No, indeed not. Stone Cold breaking his ankle. Oh, he couldn't resist. Austin couldn't resist, and he pulled on. Oh, look out. You can't turn your back for a second on Brian Pillman. Pillman with another shot. Brian Pillman all over him.
Pillman is tough. You know, he was an Associated Press football All-American in college, and everybody said he would never make it in college. He was the smallest man on the defensive line of the All-American team, but he made up for it in guts.
Oh, he's got plenty of that.
Pillman knows no fear, I can tell you that.
Stone Cold Steve Austin. And look what he's doing. He's not going for a cover here. No, not with the Hart Foundation members. Look at this. There he does, and oh, shoulder barely. Give it up. And Owen Hart, I'm sorry, but you're just not going to get away from handcuffs.
I want it off. This is going to be tough for the Hart Foundation to sit there and watch Stone Cold Steve Austin, the man the Hart Foundation hates as much as anyone can hate anyone else. Watch Austin take apart their buddy, their surrogate team member, Brian Pillman, who was taught to wrestle by Stu Hart, the father of Bret and Owen Hart, in the basement of the Hart family home in Calgary.
Bret Hart, of course, challenging any 5 WWF superstars to answer the call at the Canadian Stampede, and thus far Stone Cold's the only man who has accepted. And right now, Pillman, oh no, look at that. Pillman mowed down. Stone Cold Steve Austin's going to enjoy this, JR. He's going to take his time. He's not going anywhere, and neither is the Hart Foundation. Not because of those handcuffs. Look at this, Austin and Pillman going at it. Here we go, from the top, not the place to be if Austin catches it. Oh no!
Okay.
Uh-oh, and look at this. He can't resist.
Oh. Well, we've got 2 referees out here, one in the ring, and the other referee who's holding the keys on the outside. Pillman just ran face first, right into that chair. Pillman wanted to use the steel chair, and then look at Austin with the cheap shots, right on the anvil. The Rhino is getting attacked by Stone Cold.
Stone Cold Steve Austin is having fun. Now it's going to be Owen Hart's turn. Look at Owen Hart. He can't go anywhere. Stone Cold. Coming away. Oh, Brian Pillman. Brian Pillman with the cable around Stone Cold's throat.
Get it off.
No. Come on.
Get it off.
Pillman.
Come on, back it up. Get up here.
From the face as a result of that chair. We're going to go to break, ladies and gentlemen. Stay with us. Wait a minute. We'll try and stay with this as much as we possibly can. The officials have to get control of this matchup. It's gotten out of hand.
Pillman's nose has been busted open. He's been lacerated.
All right, perhaps now we'll take this quick break. If anything happens here, ladies and gentlemen, we will show you the replay when we return. Stone Cold and Austin getting it on. We're back, ladies and gentlemen, live moments ago before we left you. Oh, unbelievable. Pillman with a broken nose, and this thing has been, watch this now, also during the break, this occurred. Austin right into the, Back up now, we are live, and Brian Pillman and Stone Cold Steve Austin going at it, and this is an appropriate match for the War Zone.
Well, they're continuing just to beat the heck out of each other. Pillman with a broken nose, as we suspect. But Pillman, who was born with throat cancer, has overcome more odds than a broken nose. That's just another day at the office for Pillman. Oh, this will get a lot uglier before it gets a lot better. And for you folks that would like to take advantage of that Stone Cold video.
He got him, no. Barely. Kick out.
Get your pencil and paper handy, because a lot of the stuff that the Stone Cold has done and said we cannot show you on television. This is not for all members of the family. It is rated a TVM because of moves like that, quite frankly, that are even more explicit on the videotape, which is narrated by Stone Cold himself.
And by the way, I must say that an incident which we will never show you again on USA, in which Mr. Austin broke into Brian Pillman's house, likewise on that tape. But certainly one of the things that started all of this, notwithstanding Austin breaking Pillman's ankle, and now it's revenge for no.
Pillman and Austin at one time thought they had a great future as a tag team together, but they fell out of favor politically, and then they split apart. And now that split is even wider than ever. It can't get any wider. but they have some very similar personality traits. Quite frankly, they like to hurt people. They've got personalities like rattlesnakes, do Pillman, and certainly we know of Stone Cold.
Stone Cold Steve Austin. Here's Brian Pillman. See the bridge of his nose busted open. That chair that Pillman attempted to use on Stone Cold Steve Austin. We saw it when we came back, another shot at it, and that cost Brian Pillman, but gamely he is in this match. Austin. Oh my. Oh, look at that. Austin with no friends at all. And Austin, the only individual who has stepped up to the plate to step into that 10-man tag team match against the 4 individuals we see here, plus Bret Hart. Austin doesn't have any friends.
Well, he certainly doesn't want any, quite frankly. That big matchup in Calgary on Sunday, July the 6th, going to be a tremendous night in Calgary, Alberta, Canada. A homecoming of sorts for the Hart family and Hart Foundation. But right now, Stone Cold is in trouble.
Stone Cold. And Pillman trying to get Stone Cold over closer to Jim the Anvil Neidhart, I think. And thus far, however, the Hart family members have not been a factor in this match, JR.
Thanks to the invention of handcuffs. Double leg picked up by Austin, and nothing but fist and fire for Stone Cold. Owen Hart, Neidhart, and the Bulldog are all handcuffed to a ring post. They're not going anywhere.
No, sir, and they can't do a thing about this except watch and hope they don't get into the line of fire. Austin, when he lets go, nothing will stop him. And Stone Cold Steve Austin on a tear right now. Stone Cold Steve Austin trying to stop a hole indeed into Brian Pillman. And the official better watch himself as well. Oh, no! I can't believe that!
What is wrong with Austin? Why did he do that?
What did the official say to Austin to incite him to do such a thing? Nonetheless, this is gonna get rugged on the war zone. Oh, come on.
Pillman's got some sort of object on his hand. Pillman with something on his right hand. We got referees down, we got Austin down.
And a right hand by Pillman, and Stone Cold is out. And Pillman coming over to the second referee to make this count. Oh, the kick out by Austin. Hey, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Where did he get that key? He got it from the referee that's down. Owen Hart has a key. Owen Hart just picked the pocket of the referee. Owen Hart is loose. Owen just gave the key to the Anvil. Owen picked the pocket of the referee. Stone Cold. And Owen going at it. Brian Pillman knocked down.
Austin is fighting for all he's got. Stone Cold with no allies. And now 3-on-1 now.
It's going to be 4-on-1. The Bulldog is loose as well. We've got our match right here. Instead of watching and waiting for Calgary, look at this. We got 4-on-1. It could be 5-on-1. But with the hit there.
It's Mankind. Mankind and Goldust. Mankind and Goldust. Here comes Ken Shamrock.
We've got a house full of competitors, and they're all going at it. Shamrock hammering the Bulldog.
Goldust chasing Neidhart. Shamrock throwing the Bulldog outside.
And the referee's down. Shamrock and Austin, who will get it on sometime later tonight. Oh, wait a minute. We're going to get it on right now. Oh, look out! Unbelievable! Shamrock warning Austin. Austin's exhausted. Austin with a matchup with Pillman, and then trying to fend off the rest of the Hart Foundation. Here we go. Austin won't back down from anybody. Shamrock, look out. Shamrock hammering away.
Legion of Doom! Here comes Hart! Here comes Animal!
Hawk and Animal! Trying to get a little control here. Now we have a referee. Look out! Goldust in there as well. Come on! Shamrock! And look at this. Shamrock back to the corner by Hawk. What's that?
get it. We got you doing this. Come on, Stone.
Goldust trying to talk some sense.
This is exactly what they want you to do. You're falling right into their hands.
The Hart Foundation hands, indeed. That's exactly
This is not the
what's happening.
time nor the place. What they've done is laid down a challenge to the 5 of the best that the World Wrestling Federation has to offer. Now I say, looking in this ring right now, that we are that 5. And Hart Foundation, if you want us to come to Calgary, well, then we'll come to Calgary and we'll whoop your ass. Just like Stone Cold said so.
Well, I guess let's find out if Austin's what he's gonna.
My body feels like crap right now. I don't need you 4 guys, not for 1 minute. Gorilla Monsoon ain't gonna let me do it by myself. One time I'll step in the ring with your asses, but after it's over, we ain't gonna be hanging out together. We ain't gonna be drinking beer together. It's right back to this.
Stone Cold Steve Austin, in his own inimitable way, has consented, and it looks like he has some partners, and there